You got me? Hello, 1, 2, 3. Bob's not up here yet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yep. I got you, Miles.
Check, check. 1, 2. Grand Valley, Devin.
First time in 3 weeks, we're playing football inside Lubbers Stadium. It's the GLIAC opener as number 10 Grand Valley State gets set to host the Davenport Panthers in the annual Crosstown Showdown, the 8th all-time meeting between the two programs. Hi again, everybody. Welcome inside Lubber Stadium in Allendale, Michigan, alongside former Grand Valley State tight end Bob Mitchell. I'm Brian Fongers. And Bob, like I said, it's been a while since Grand Valley State has played some football. Last time they went down to Pitt State 3 weeks ago in Kansas, a tough 17-14 setback. It's been some time that they've had to digest the film and rework some things, I guess you could say. What's the vibe you're getting from this team?
Yeah, you and I both had a conversation with Coach Wooster and his staff, and they're really adamant about trying to establish the run and get that offensive line back, and not only running the game, but the pass protection as well, to make sure they protect Schuster and be able to get the balls out to their potent weapons. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game today. Davenport brings in a very talented team, a very deep team, a new defensive line coach that really shores up their front seven in Coach Avante Samuels, and it's going to be an interesting game today. So it's going to be fun to watch how Grand Valley decides to attack this game.
Davenport is coming off a bye themselves, and speaking of the run game, Bob, Coach Wooster very adamant. He wants to reestablish the run game. 135 yards combined in the last two games against Black Hills State and Pitt State. Facing a Davenport team, they're number one in the GLIAC in stopping the pass, but very leaky with the run defense. Yeah, we'll see how they want to attack this. Like you said, I think Grand Valley's going to want to come out and try to establish that run, but they also want to get Schuster in rhythm and get him throwing the football. He's got a lot of weapons on the outside. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I cannot wait. It's sold out inside Lubber Stadium. Both teams 2-1 on the season, and like I said, it's the GLIAC opener for Grand Valley State. We're back to playing some football on an unseasonably warm day to kick off October here in West Michigan. The opening kick is coming your way next here on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Well, Bob Mitchell, this feels like the season opener once again. It's been 3 weeks since Grand Valley State played a football game. We're excited to be back. And hey, it feels like the middle of July, almost 90 degrees first weekend of October. You mentioned the temperature. You mentioned it feels like a first game. It feels like a first game in week 0 August with these temperatures. But no, we're not. We are deep into the season. Grand Valley 2-1, Davenport 2-1. Both have had some trials and tribulations in regards to their scheduling. Davenport last week not being able to play because Lincoln University out of California decides to bail out of their conference. Grand Valley fighting to try to get an 11th game on their schedule since midsummer, early summer, and could not get that. So a 2-week bye with a 3-week hiatus between games. So it's going to be very interesting to see what transpires here today. Who handles that adversity better? Grand Valley has tried to do a lot of different things in order to battle that, including a scrimmage with a college out of Detroit for their freshmen and trying to make it a game week situation. But it's going to be a slow start, is my prediction anyway, and trying to feel out and trying to get these guys back into football-ready participation. What a crowd on hand as they're still filing in off in the distance. GVSU won the toss, deferred to the second half, so we're going to see the second best rush defense in the country go to work against a running back from Davenport by the name of Cephas Harris. We'll let you know the relation to a certain former Davenport running back in just a second, but that's going to be another storyline, Bob, here to keep an eye on. Cephas Harris against that run defense for Grand Valley. Yeah, Cephas Harris, he's not only can run the football very well, but he's also a great receiving. He's third on the team in receiving as far as reception goes, so he's a multi-talented attack weapon for Sparky McEwen and his team from Davenport, and we'll see how Grand Valley defends that as well. Here comes Matthew Basic. Toe to leather. The bye weeks are over. We are underway. It's a booming kick. It's going to sail out of the end zone. Man, that would have cleared the uprights for a clear touchback. And here comes that Davenport offense. Both teams 2-1 on the season. And they are led by DeJuan Mathis as we go through the Davenport offensive starters.
Yeah, we talked about Cephas Harris in the background, but Keontae Nixon, George Sims, and Demetrius Garrett, great wide receivers with a talented tight end in Clint Forrest. And that offensive line is a work in progress. Coach Sparky McEwen talked to him earlier this week. He really wished he had that other game against Lincoln to try to develop these guys. He's had a couple of guys that he's lost on his roster and trying to develop this offensive line. So we're going to see how this defensive front for Grand Valley handles this offensive front from Davenport.
It's a keeper. After faking the handoff, there goes DeJuan Harris surging for a first down. You may see more quarterback runs out of this Davenport offense as he gets 12 on the first play from scrimmage as that defensive front for GVSU collapsed on Harris, but DeJuan Mathis with a great read there.
Yeah, all eyes on Cephas Harris, the leading runner in the GLIAC right now, number 7 for Davenport. It was to take a look at this Laker defense. The linebacking crew having a great year. The backside getting better and better as the year progresses. Again, another group that needed another game to try to continue to progress and make good strides to the future.
On the stretch play to the wide side, stumbling his way for close to 4 yards is Harris as they're going with a really heavy package out there, Bob. I see maybe an extra offensive lineman and nothing but tight ends on that first down carry, second play from scrimmage.
Yeah, I think Coach McEwen and his staff realized that protecting the quarterback has been one of their struggles right now. And they really want to try to put in some heavy guys up there to try to establish a run. They've done a great job on their first couple of plays doing that, hiding Cephas and using him as a decoy and running the quarterback. We'll see how that continues here.
2nd and 6. Fakes the quarterback draw, now on a little back shoulder throw and able to adjust and make the grab in GVSU territory for a first down is Keontae Nixon. That's the wide receiver to keep an eye on. That was a heck of a grab. They're talking about it in front of the Lakers sideline.
Jason Hardy thought he had phenomenal coverage, which he did, but he gave up on the play at the end, and that's when the play made. You'll take a look at it right here, a great back shoulder throw, and Hardy had great coverage, and then you can see he looks back a little bit late. The wide receiver does a great job of identifying the ball and keeping his feet in bounds, and a big first down for Davenport.
Well, Davenport showing some confidence here. First 3 plays of the game, and they're on the move in Laker territory. 1st and 10 from the 46. Now Mathis will check off to the sideline, led by Sparky McEwen. And if you don't know who Sparky McEwen is, where have you been? He's done pretty much everything from a coaching standpoint in West Michigan. Now it's a keeper. Mathis able to shoo off one tackler. Now he baseball slides for a few. 3 yards to the 43 where he started his slide. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, one of the things Sparky talked about with his quarterbacks is really protecting themselves. They're not very deep at the quarterback position. They want to make sure that they protect themselves. And he actually said in the off weeks they had some sliding practice to make sure they're not taking the hits, and you saw it right there.
Just go to the baseball diamond.
Yeah.
Want to practice your sliding? Practice sliding into 2nd or 3rd base. It's 2nd and 7, just underway. This is our first drive of the football game. They go with heavy personnel again. Handoff, short side. Just keeping the legs churning close to another first down is Harris. And the official thought he signaled first down. I think he's just a little bit short. 3rd and inches.
They're going to give it to him.
Yeah. They gave him a good spot there. Nose of the football, got the first down.
What a start for Davenport's offense. This is exactly for Sparky McEwen and his offense what they wanted to see. Move some chains, make sure that you're ahead of the chains on 2nd and 3rd down. And so far they've had a lot of success on 1st and 2nd downs, and being able to put themselves in some successful opportunities to get those first downs and already in Grand Valley territory.
GVSU 2nd in the country, just about 47 rush yards allowed per game. On first down, handoff right side. Harris gets pushed from his offensive line, and he's a powerful back, and he just carries would-be tacklers inside the 30 to the 29 for 7.
Yeah, that right side of that offense with Nevin Summerfield and Zach Slapnicker, the offensive line, did a great job of collapsing the defense for Grand Valley. Wasn't even contact until 5 yards down the field, and you got to give it to Davenport right now. They're the team that came out a little bit more inspired, a little bit more excited to play, and they're dominating the line of scrimmage thus far.
Now backup running back Caden Collins is into the game. Transferred from San Jose State. Play clock down to 10 on 2nd and short. Mathis out of the pistol, takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Collins right up the chute, and he's able to trudge his way for a first down. Gets 7 down to the 22, and we talked about it before we came on air, Bob. This 3-week layoff maybe some sort of an adjustment period here for the Lakers.
100%. It's going to take some adjustment. When you're not playing week in and week out and you take a week off for the bye week, that's one thing. When you take 2 weeks off and you're 3 weeks between games, it's going to take a minute to get your feet underneath you. Coach Wooster and his staff decided not to go too heavy one-on-ones and don't want to get anybody hurt, get some guys rested. But again, it takes you out of game ready and mindfulness, and this is what we're seeing right now.
Right side Collins with a huge hole. There he goes inside the 15 before he's dragged down from behind. 9 more yards down to the 13. Like you said, statement drive here, just off tackle left, off tackle right, it seems like.
And chunks of yardage on first and second down, and that offensive line for Davenport really doing a great job of dominating the line of scrimmage. Grand Valley is going to have to either figure out a new scheme, or they're going to have to wake up here to make sure that they're not giving that big of a play, that big of a chunk yardage on first and second down, try to force Davenport into third and uncomfortable situations. But so far, Davenport's been able to be really comfortable in their offense.
About a 75% efficiency in the red zone. Now back into the game, Harris. He gets crunched, but again, keeps the legs going. He's got a first down. It'll be goal-to-go situation at the 10. We're 5 minutes in, and we've only seen one pass play, all runs from Davenport so far.
Anthony Cardamone does a nice job of filling the hole right there, but not before Davenport can get the first down. And like you said, first down and goal inside the 10-yard line. What a great drive for Davenport. This is exactly what they wanted to see with this road win. Talking to Sparky McEwen, there's a lot of guys on his roster that haven't seen this atmosphere before. They played at Davenport last year. He's got a bit of a turnover in his roster, so he was kind of a little bit nervous about how his players would react to the crowd at Grand Valley.
Now they go empty here. Backup running back goes in motion. That's Collins on the jet sweep to the wide side, turns the corner, and he's inside the pylon for a Panther touchdown. And Bob, for the first time in 9 quarters, the Panthers find the end zone here in Allendale.
Yeah, they have not seen the end zone in Allendale in quite a while, and what a great drive that was. And it's all the offensive line right there dominating up front. You saw the left side of that offensive line for Davenport, and that would be Harmony, Baskin, and Adam Saharo just doing a great job of collapsing that, and just looked like very easy for Davenport running the football, doing anything they wanted here on that first drive.
So first drive of the game, they march right down the field. The extra point is up and good. Well, we'll see what this Laker offense has on tap as they'll get the ball for the first time. After this timeout, 7-0 Panthers just underway here in Allendale on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience in sports medicine care at 5 of our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Where can you find top name brand products at low local prices? Only at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Our expert staff will work with you to select the perfect appliance, mattress, or TV that fits your lifestyle and your budget. To all the comforters, we're here for you with a source of comfort for everyone. Experience the redesigned Serta Perfect Sleeper at Nowara Brothers.
Feel the difference today and get more at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Nowara Brothers Home Store, family owned and operated since 1948.
Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, back with you inside Lubbers Stadium. Crosstown Showdown, 8th all-time meeting. And as we mentioned before we went to break, for the first time in 9 quarters, it's been a long time since Davenport has found pay dirt here in Allendale, but they do on the opening drive of the football game. And Bob, it was all ground and pound.
All ground and pound, 62 yards on the ground, which is about what Grand Valley's been giving up the last couple of games, and they saw it on their first drive, and it's just a pooch punt here, a great.
And I think GVSU just recovered there as they tried to catch the Lakers napping. And they do recover it around the 45-yard line. That's a great heads-up play there for the Lakers. as it looked like Keegan Sell fell on the football. Here's the replay. It caught us off guard too. A little squib kick, and that's a great job by Sell there, fielding that line drive like a shortstop.
Davenport coming out with all the stops. They run the ball successfully and then trying to steal a possession with a kind of a squib kick that just doesn't get over that front line enough. And Keegan Sell does a great job securing that ball, giving Grand Valley great field position right about midfield.
Yeah, they'll spot it at the 49, as that's where his forward progress was when he caught the ball. And here's Andrew Schuster, the redshirt freshman. Takes the snap. Play action fake, sets, throws over the middle. He's got his man. What a throw as the defender was draped all over Sean Bird, and he pulls it in around the Panther 32 for a first down. That thing was on a rope.
It was on a rope, and that was great coverage by Vincent Dooley, the defensive back, right there to try to make the play. Schuster just puts it right on the money, where Andrew Bird does a great job. Concentration. They talk about the distraction drill that you run in practice all the time as a wide receiver tight end, and Bird right there does a great job of hauling that one in.
This is a Davenport team best in the GLIAC, defending the pass. GVSU got a chunk play there through the air on 1st and 10 from the 32. On the third clap, play action fake again on a quick out route. Got it complete. Lynn Weichel tries to duck past the defender, and he lost his footing. He does get 4 down to the 28, 2nd and 6.
Markel Guilford right there with a nice open field tackle, and Grand Valley looking to use the pass right now to set up the run. We've talked about kind of in the pregame a little bit of their deficiencies in the run game, and Grand Valley looking like they're coming out to use the pass to try to set up the run here. We'll see how that continues throughout the game.
Yeah, Davenport dead last in the GLIAC in stopping the run. On 2nd and 6, here's a couple hard claps. Almost kind of looks like cover 0 from Davenport. Short drop again, Schuster. Back shoulder throw looking for Bird. He pulls it in. Defender goes down. There's no flag. That's a walk-in touchdown for the Lakers.
Vincent Cooley, the defensive back for Davenport, looking for a pass interference. It looked like both guys were tussling a little bit. Bird is a big wide receiver at 6'4", 205 pounds, and just stayed up right there. And like you say, I mean, it's just tussling right there, hand tussling, and nobody really used their hands to the advantage. Bird just being out physical and use his size to be able to bring in that ball. Just more of a technique thing, I think, in regards to the defense right there for Vincent Cooley than it was the offense.
Basics, extra point. He flips it through the uprights. It's good. Just like that, 7-7 ball game. We got some fireworks early. Sparky McEwen wants an explanation. No flag as we go to break. Here's the replay. Back after this on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
So, you're moving or doing a home renovation, and you need a place to store your stuff. Get a Units portable storage container, fast and on budget. Our Robo Unit can drop it anywhere. You pack it on your schedule, store it wherever you are, or have us pick it up and take it to our climate-controlled, clean, and secure warehouse. Need it moved to another location? We do that too. We're proud of our good old-fashioned customer service, but we know price matters. At Units of Grand Rapids, we'll beat any price. Click now or go to unitsstorage.com and get your initial delivery for free.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience and sport our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with.
Well, Bob Mitchell, we talked to head coach Scott Wooster, and he emphatically, throughout the double bye, said we need to run the football, but that opening drive from GVSU was just an example of playing chess, not checkers.
It is, and it's, you talk about running the football, and one of the ways that you can run the football is a short passing game is another way to run the football. And that's exactly what Grand Valley did right there, and what a drive that was, and what a culmination with Bird making that play to get in the end zone.
3 plays on that scoring drive for GVSU, all through the air. And Andrew Schuster now over 800 yards passing on the early campaign. High end-over-end kick by Basic. Again, would have made it through the uprights if he had a little bit of accuracy, but it sails out of the back of the end zone for another touchback. And let's see what this Laker defense has on tap as Davenport ran them over on the opening drive.
Kind of an opening game when you talk about Davenport having 2 weeks off, Grand Valley having 3 weeks off. It's the adjustments that these coaches and these teams are going to make. So we'll see if Grand Valley can adjust to the running attack and if Davenport continues to dominate that line of scrimmage.
We have a new quarterback in for the Panthers. A little bit of a wrinkle here. On the first down handoff, Harris picking his way, finds a crease, stumbling, tripped up, but not after he broke into the second level, and he's able to get 14 and another first down carry.
You talk about the new quarterback, Matt Vandenhout, the quarterback, the redshirt sophomore out of Rockford, Michigan. I was told by Sparky McEwen that he might see a little bit of Mac. I didn't think it would be this early, especially with the success they had on that first drive, but sticking to the guns, and they're going to go with the dual quarterback. Mac Vandenhout, a little bit more of a running threat as a quarterback, and we'll see how they utilize that here in this next drive.
Well, GVSU's got to find a way to stop the run game. Early in this one, they go empty on 1st and 10. Slot receiver, that's the backup running back. Collins in motion. They go to the wide side, and he's got some room. And he sprints his way for 9, almost another first down to the 48.
Yeah, the success Davenport's having on 1st and 2nd down in their running game is really going to be trouble for Grand Valley if they can't figure that out. When you put yourself ahead of the chains like that on 1st and 2nd down, you can open up your playbook and you can run a lot of different things, and so far Davenport's been able to do that.
So the Panthers on the move once again, all on the ground. Doesn't matter what quarterback they have in right now. Vandenhout out of the pistol on 2nd and short. Heavy personnel out there. Up the middle. That time not much there, but it is enough for a first down. I believe that was Harris. Nope, Collins on the carry. They needed a yard, got 2. And we mentioned Cephas Harris. Well, his older brother, Myron Harris.
Yeah, what a player.
All-time leading rusher in Davenport history, following the family lineage at running back.
And I'm not going to say this out loud because I know the Harris family doesn't want to hear this, but talking to Sparky McEwen, and I had a little brother that played tight end after me, Cephas might be better than Myron, which is a scary thought of how good Myron was. So he's got a lot of praise for him, how he runs the ball and catches the ball out of the backfield. So he's going to be a lot of trouble for the Lakers.
Right at midfield, Vandenhout, short drop, defender in his face on the go route. He just overshot his intended target there on just a full go route, incomplete, looking for Nixon, 2nd and 10. Pretty good thrown ball.
Good thrown ball, but Jason Hardy on the initial coverage slowed him down enough, and on the backside, Josh Anderson had a good job over the top coverage to really not allow that play to happen. But this is what we're going to see right now. Like with Davenport, what's your attack are you going to do with these two different quarterbacks? You got a passing quarterback, a running quarterback, a dual threat guy. Grand Valley's really got to kind of analyze exactly how they're going to attack this defense with these two different quarterbacks and figure out how to scheme against that.
Again, they go empty. Got to keep an eye on Collins. Slot receiver, he goes in motion again. Jet sweep again to the wide left side, and this time he's met with authority but able to twist his way for a couple extra yards. Gets 8 into Laker territory at the 42. Tell you what, Collins and Harris are a load.
Well, we've seen a lot of these jet sweeps and a lot of action to the outside, and Grand Valley's just not been able to set the edge against these jet sweeps, and they're going to have to figure out something, whether to bring somebody else up in the box or kind of have a different scheme to really try to set that edge, because so far Davenport's really had their way in regards to getting to the outside and creating great yardage on 1st and 2nd down.
3rd and 2. Never know, this could be 4-down territory. Depends on if Davenport going into this game playing with nothing to lose, everything to gain. We'll see. Vandenhout, short shotgun. Hands it off, and this time Harris is met in the backfield and swallowed up by Jabril Condi. Lost 2 yards.
Jabril did a great job of beating his guy inside right there and getting right to the running back, forcing a 2-yard loss and basically a decision now for Coach McEwen and his staff. Initially, if they had just stayed at the line of scrimmage or even gained a yard, go for it. Looks like Coach McEwen and his staff want to really put the pressure on Grand Valley and go for it. Grand Valley's get the opportunity right now to substitute, to match Davenport's substitutions. And Big play here, 4th down and 4 for Davenport.
If you're GVSU, you got to watch the football. The pre-snap penalties hurt them 3 weeks ago in Pittsburgh, Kansas against the Gorillas. Play clock down to 5. This might be a quick kick. Vandenhout does kick it. He shanked it right off the right side of his foot. It's going to take a Panther roll, and boy, that really bailed him out. He totally missed the football, but he got a great roll down to the 28. As we'll keep it here, Bob, if my math is correct, that is a 16-yard punt. It could have been a negative 16-yard punt.
And they did a good job at disguising it, but the problem is when with Mac Vandenhout that close to the line of scrimmage, you get a little bit of a panic and you try to kick it too quick. You need to back up your quarterback a little bit when you're doing that, especially when you don't have anybody back. Give him a little bit more time to breathe and make that play. Like you said, he shanked it off the right side of his foot and got a fortuitous bounce right there. Otherwise, Grand Valley would have had the ball near midfield.
So GVSU holds defensively. They go empty on 1st down here. Slot receiver goes in motion. Brady Drogosh at quarterback hands it off. Olenizak getting his first play from scrimmage as a Laker, and he reverses course and gets what he can, and a decent game on 1st down. Olenizak, he's battled injury. That's the 3rd quarterback, another freshman, improvising there for some decent yardage.
You and I were told this week we'd see a little dose maybe of Olenizak. We thought it'd be at the quarterback position if the Grand Valley got a lead. We didn't know it'd be in a role as a flood receiver and then making that kind of a play, but a good job of using his feet to create some big yardage for Grand Valley.
He's still in the game at slot receiver on the trip side. Drogosh on 2nd and 4. Olenizak goes in motion. They'll give it to Olenizak on the jet sweep to the boundary, and he is popped. A yard shy of the 1st down, and off goes Olenizak's helmet. Ooh, man. He took a licking there, but he gets up. He's fine. It's going to be 3rd and a half yard.
That was D'Angelo Bellamy, the defensive back transfer from University of Texas El Paso, comes up and meets him right in the hole and really puts a licking on Olenizak. As you can see him coming off the field a little bit woozy. A great job of pressure right there, but yet 3rd and 1, 3rd and short situation for Grand Valley as Brady Drogosh still continues to lead this Grand Valley football team.
They bring in the heavy package. Pascal Joman, who's got a touchdown in each of his first 3 games this year. He is the deep back. Shifts over to the left to Drogosh. Hard count. Another hard count. Here's the snap. Flag goes flying in the backfield. Drogosh is in trouble, and he is dropped deep in the backfield. Now, we got every back judge threw a flag. Now, is this a situation where there's too many men on the field?
Counting 11 on Davenport. I'm looking.
Well, let's see.
Either delay a game.
Illegal substitution. Defense.
Well, they did have too many men on the field. A huge break for GVSU as Bob is counting again. That's a 1st down.
Got to count better. There's the 12th guy I just counted. Yeah, they had one too many guys, which explains a little bit. But they also ran a really good A.J. McHugh, the son of Sparky McHugh, defense coordinator, a run blitz right there. And whether it was 11 or 12, I don't think that play would have stood a chance. But Grand Valley takes a big break right here, as we see right here. One extra defensive lineman is going to make a difference when you got that many players out there on the field.
Well, that's just a miscommunication somewhere on the sideline. Drogosh stays in at quarterback. He's got Sion Usma-Harper running back to his right. Fresh set of downs. Short drop. Now rolls out to his left. Looking. Nobody's open downfield. He's going to tuck it and run, and he's chopped down after a couple yards. Got close to 3 to the 45. Good coverage downfield. And we mentioned this is a good Davenport defense that defends the pass.
Yeah, really good job up front as well. They've got some guys that last year backpack and some guys, the defensive line, they were dominant up front against the run. They've got some new guys, but the scheme's doing very, very well, and they've got a great coach doing a great job there with that defensive front.
Check that. That was Schuster on the carry, not Drogosh. He's back in the game as we're trying to keep up with the quarterback roulette for GVSU. 2nd and 7, and the slot receiver jumped. 5 yards backwards for GVSU. Penalties. He says it won't happen again, and I'm sure he's not going to like that.
Yeah, we talked about even at Pitt, how bad that hurt him on those last drives when Pitt had the ball running out the clock, a couple of 4th down situations in Grand Valley, jumping off sides, giving them new life and extending that drive to run out the clock. And Grand Valley, one of the most penalized teams over the last couple of years, and they really need to shore that up because Davenport, one of the least penalized teams in the country.
2nd and 12. Schuster takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. There goes Usma Harper like a bowling ball, knocking down Davenport pins close to midfield. He gets a good chunky yardage back. He's going to set up a 3rd and long 3 coming up.
Great job right there. It's one of the things that Grand Valley wanted to see. I think it was one of the first downfield runs that we've seen here today. And Grand Valley basically holding their collective breath almost through the whole first quarter to see how Grand Valley was going to sustain and block the line of scrimmage, and a great job there on 2nd down.
Final moments of the first quarter, 3rd and a long 3. Usma Harper to the right of Schuster. Tight end motions out. Short drop, pass time, sets, throws. He's got his tight end wide open for a 1st down in front of his own bench. Harrison Unger, breadbasket grab, moves the sticks to the Davenport 43.
Well, I was on the field earlier. A great job of just settling in the zone, getting past the sticks and getting yourself open. Allow Schuster to make that delivery, and a great catch and a big 1st down for Grand Valley.
Lakers on the move. 7-7 ball game, under a minute to go in the first. Fertney in a tight end, bobs and slide, takes a hit. Everything's legal. Slide started at the 37. He does get.
See it right here, everything covered. He sees the gap over to the right side, does a good job of using his feet, getting upfield. He's not a dynamic running quarterback, but yet he's very wise and knows where those holes are and can get upfield and make a really, allow yourselves a lot of opportunities here on 2nd and 3.
Might be the final play of the quarter. Derek Woods in it running back. Fake Schuster throws to the sideline, and that's a smart play. He was hit as he threw. Everybody was covered. Over the head of Weichel, incomplete with 1 second to go in the quarter.
Brian, you nailed it right there. Smart play away. Instead of making a mistake, taking a sack 1 or 2, trying to tighten that needle into a position that wasn't meant to be, he just throws it away, understanding it's 2nd and short. He's still got 3rd and short, lived another play. Great call on your part.
Could be 4-down territory too. Again, like Davenport on the previous drive, you're in that great. Plenty of time on the play clock. 4-man front for Davenport. On the side, the 30, down to the 29. Good patient run. Off left tackle for Usma Harper. That'll do it for the move as we pause and take a break here on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Back in just a moment.
Before the first whistle, we're already in motion. We move more than athletes. We move belief. Because when the moment matters most, so does the ride. See, it's what you never have to worry about. Go right way, moving what matters.
Worthy. Nobody beats Archie. Except maybe the guys at Cool Toyota. They made me feel like part of the family the second I walked in the door. Then they gave me a great deal backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. Want to go for a million-mile walk, boy? No.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the afternoon. These stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo and a river?
You could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
The good life shouldn't be reserved for the few. The finest cuisine, rich and famous. At Meijer, we believe that real life deserves real good, and we work hard. Life is always within reach. We do more to make life a good deal better. At Meijer.
Back live inside Lumber Stadium in Allendale. Crosstown showdown, Davenport, Grand Valley State. Tied at 7. Lakers on the move. Just inside the Panther 30. 1st and 10 coming up. Andrew Schuster at quarterback with Sion Usma Harper to his left hip pocket.
Grand Valley in 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends.
On the snap, they're going to go with a little reverse.
Oh,
here's
open.
Kellen Reed with blockers. Down the sideline he goes. 1 more to beat. He beat him. Touchdown, Grand Valley State. What a call by Ian Shoemaker. And the staff for Grand Valley State has streaking his way in pretty much untouched as Kellen Reed and the Lakers have their first lead of the ball game.
I called 12 personnel to get right off the boot. We thought it was going to be a heavy. They were going to run that heavy package to the right, and they just bring the speedster Kellen Reed on the outside, and it was wide open. Great job of blocking downfield, but just a great setup, great call by Coach Shoemaker and his staff.
And I love the fact that Andrew Schuster was looking for someone to block as well. Little misdirection fools Davenport. Basics, extra point into the student section. Up and good. First play from scrimmage in the second quarter, and the Lakers now have the lead. And if you look at the first quarter stats prior to that play, Bob, and you were highlighting some things, Davenport really running the football well in the opening 15 minutes.
Yeah, 93 yards rushing to Grand Valley's 35. But the one thing that I really highlighted is that third down conversion. Grand Valley's really kind of been in the middle of that tier where they've dominated in years past of being very good at third down conversion. 2 for 2 and third down conversion, staying on the football field, keeping these drives alive. And then you talk about sudden change is a big deal in college football. When you talk about turnovers or that, and you never think about a change of a quarter as a sudden change, but you get out on the field and you see a heavy package that's going to the right. It's sort of a sudden change atmosphere, right? And Grand Valley does a great job of capitalizing on that, looking like they're going to run a power to the right with 2 tight ends, a 12 personnel, and then all of a sudden they sneak out Kellen Reed out to the outside. I can't give Ian Shoemaker and his staff enough credit for that great call right there. What a great wrinkle, and Grand Valley jumps out to a 14-7 lead.
Well, the other thing is, too, and Davenport did it successfully on their first drive. Boundary runs, jet sweeps, stretching out the defense. Eventually, Scott Wooster's thinking, we can stretch them out.
Yeah.
Middle runs are open.
Yep. Yeah.
So here's Basic for the ensuing kickoff. I'm looking off in the distance, Bob. The crowd's still filing in here on Family Day, expecting a sellout. It was a sellout from a ticket standpoint, but we're still trickling fans in. We'll see what the number is when all is said and done. This time, Basic with a directional kick. Around the 20, it's going to be fielded. Not much room to maneuver there, and the window closes immediately as a trio of Lakers slam the door shut. The return man for Davenport there is number 16. I believe that was Kalen Shaw, redshirt freshman out of Detroit. Like I said, there was not much there after he caught the football.
And you've seen Basic kick the ball out of the end zone the first 2 kicks, and he's going from your screen right to left. There's a pretty strong breeze right to left here from the south to the north. Right there, he's kicking right into the breeze, and a really good tactical move on special teams right there to get it up in the air and allow the kickoff team to go down there and cover.
Well, back in at quarterback is DeJuan Mathis. He was not the quarterback in the previous drive. Collins goes in motion. They jet sweep right side. This time they set the edge, and plunging ahead for maybe 5 yards is Collins. That's a better job there by the Lakers secondary of setting that edge.
Yeah, I think they brought another guy up in the box to make sure they can set that edge. Still a really good gain there on first down. Grand Valley, I think, wants to set the edge more in the interior than they do on the exterior. But their Davenport's continue going to use their speed. They've got some specialty guys. They've got some guys that have transferred in from other schools. Specifically Roosevelt, one of their top receivers is Keontae Nixon. He was a first-team All-GLIAC performer last year at Roosevelt, and now he's playing for Davenport, their leading receiver. So they got some guys that can go.
Collins with a little orbit motion in the backfield. Now it's a deep drop. Window closes, and getting slammed to the turf is Mathis for the sack. On the sack for GVSU with authority is Jamari Button.
That was a sack by committee right there, and I think that was a little bit of a coverage sack as well. You'll take a look at it right here. Mathis looking at his first receiver, doesn't see it, looking to his second, and all of a sudden he's got Lakers in his face. Can't make the play, and great job both in the secondary and on that defensive front for Grand Valley bringing in pressure.
Kamani Potts in on the sack as well, so both edge rushers. Good controlled rush there on the edge, closing the pocket.
And if you're Sparky McCune and your staff right now, Mathis, this is when you don't want to make a mistake, right? You want to take what the defense gives you, don't force anything and make a turnover here in the red zone, and they're going to use a timeout to make sure that that doesn't happen. And a great call, great timeout by Sparky and his staff.
Well, the play clock was already down to 5 seconds by the time Mathis looked to the sideline. It's 3rd and 14 as, again, we keep it here.
Well, that's the thing. You look at your playbook, your call sheet on 3rd and 14. There's not a lot of plays on there for 3rd and 14, so you got to really make sure that you make the right call, 1, and 2, reinforce the fact that you don't want to force anything. As we take a look at the pressure right here, and a great job by Grand Valley collapsing on both sides of the edge, keeping that mainframe in the front, nowhere for Mathis to escape, and great coverage on the back end.
So again, just underway in the second quarter. Davenport faced with a 3rd and long. This is what they didn't want. An offense not known for the passing game, even though they do have athletes on the edges. Well, we'll see, like you said, what Sparky McEwen and company has dialed up. And talked about Sparky McEwen real quick. He's been around every level coaching in West Michigan. He played at Grand Rapids Creston, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Coach there. He's done it all at every level.
Played at Ferris, coached at Ferris, coached in the Arena Football League, won a championship in the USFL with the Rampage. He's done everything.
They go empty. Collins goes in motion. They go jet sweep, wide side. Collins trying to burst into the clear, and he is brought down by Cardamone from behind. If he breaks that tackle, he's still running. That's a great open field tackle by Cardamone. 4 yards shy of a first down.
Anthony Cardamone getting up from that tackle, looking a little bit exhausted. It's hot down there. You got to remember that. But a great call by Davenport, a safe call, almost breaking it for a first down, but not really putting Mathis in any type of pressure. But a great job defensively by Grand Valley, standing up to that. Cardamone making a great tackle, forcing a punt opportunity here for Davenport.
Interesting there, Bob. We didn't see any of Cephas Harris on that drive. So here is Lynn Weichel, the return man for GVSU, around his 25. Here comes the rush off the edge. Tail dragging kick. It's a short kick. Lynn Weichel's going to let it roll. It takes a massive Panthers roll. Now he picks it up around the 20, and he gets what he can, maybe a yard or two just past the 20-yard line. GVSU will get the ball back. 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line, up 14-7.
Yeah, Lynn Weichel back there receiving punts. Normally we see Luke McLean back there. They want to try to get a little bit more explosiveness out of their punt return team. Luke McLean does a great job of securing the football, and he's a very smart, heady player. Lynn Weichel a little bit more dynamic with his speed. They're trying to break something, try to make something happen on special teams.
Andrew Schuster back in at quarterback. You'll have, looks like Derek Woods, the running back, on this first down play. Very balanced offensive attack so far for GVSU. Just a 3-man front, actually a 4-man front, wide 4-man front for Davenport. On a little spin misdirection play, there's Derek Woods as he trudges his way for 5, maybe 6 yards, as Schuster there on the snap spun around, handed it off with his back turn to the defense to Woods, who went the other way.
Yeah, a little misdirection, almost like a counter look from the quarterback, but yet a straight handoff to Woods in the backside. From up here, it looked like it was going to be a 2-yard loss. Yep. Woods somehow found his way inside and did a great job of getting 5-6 yards right there.
2nd and 4. Again, another pistol look from GVSU. On the snap. Play action fake. Schuster drops back, sets, throws, hit as he throws. Ball wobbles up in the air and it falls harmlessly to the turf. Incomplete. I think someone from behind got his arm as he tried to throw it downfield. It's incomplete. 3rd and 4.
Schuster hanging in the pocket, but doesn't really read the pocket well enough to take another step back to kind of separate himself from that pressure that he was feeling from the inside and his outside left. And we'll take a good look at it right here. Good play fake right here, and just not a good job of blocking there on the outside, and just
a hand on the football. Now it's 3rd and 4. Panthers looking for a stop defensively on the snap. Play action fake on a little bubble screen. Boundary side, it's Bird, and he didn't have much room to maneuver. He only got a yard as he is brought down. Ankle tackle made. It's 4th and 3, and you would assume GVSU kicks this one away.
Yeah, just a little too slow to develop on that bubble screen. Bird taking 3 steps forward, coming back, and just didn't get it out quickly enough, and the blockers didn't get out to make those plays. And Davenport does a great job of forcing that 3 and out. And again, you look back to the previous play, and it's just Grand Valley not doing a great job. We talk about pass protection. We talk about Coach Worcester and his vigor in regards to his offensive line talking, his previous week. But it's not just the offensive line as far as pass protection. It's the running backs. And we saw Derek Woods just not doing a really good job of stepping up there and making that play.
Great. That was Asher Gregory making the fair catch around the 25, maybe the 26. We'll pause. 5 minutes almost have elapsed in the second quarter. Lakers up by a touchdown here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life. And the point is enjoying who you share it with. Who you share it
find top name brand products at low local prices? Only at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Our expert staff will work with you to select the perfect appliance, mattress, or TV that fits your lifestyle and your budget. To all the comforters, we're here for you with a source of comfort for everyone. Experience the redesigned Serta Perfect Sleeper at Nowara Brothers.
Feel the difference today and get more at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Nowara Brothers Home Store, family owned and operated since 1948.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Here in the press box, Brian Fonger's Bob Mitchell. Davenport ball down 14-7. First play from scrimmage, handoff Harris. Again, just carrying tacklers. Strong lower body presence as he carves his way for 5, and we have a stoppage of play. I don't see any flags. Somebody lose a helmet? Yes, somebody lost a helmet for GVSU. But Harris, who was invisible on the previous drive, I don't think he was on the field. This time they decided, well, let's give him the football back.
You mentioned it, like you said, on the previous drive, and they've had so much success with this guy, and how he's not involved in the offense in that last drive is beyond our comprehension. But yeah, he steps in and gives them ahead of the chains again, a 2nd and 4 situation.
This time it's a keeper by Mathis, and he's got space off the right side. He lost the football. GVSU recovers it, but they say he is down. Oh, we're going to get a replay look at this one. Lakers clearly recovered it. They said he was down. It's a first down to the 43. Let's see if we get a replay.
Well, you said it, the Grand Valley, that's the most important part of that is they securely got the ball after the ball went down on the ground. Whether or not it was a ground causing the fumble or not, we'll see if Grand Valley does not look like they're going to throw out the hanky.
They're going to hand it off to Harris. This time he's bottled up and shoved backwards for just a yard, maybe 2. That's about it. Much better job by the interior for GVSU, 2nd and 9. It's always tough as a head coach when plays happen so quickly, they run tempo. You only have like 5 seconds to make a decision.
And they don't have the advantage that you see at the higher levels of football with the coaches having cameras in their coaching booths. We have both coaching booths is right next to us in our program. There's no TV monitors in there. They got to do it by judgment. They can, if the coaches up here say they saw something, they can say something, but there's no TV visualization that they can actually look at.
Harris in trouble on the stretch play to the right side. He avoided a loss, but I think he ended up losing a yard. That time GVSU was flying to the football, and he did lose a yard on that short boundary stretch play, 3rd and 10.
Great job right there on the outside. Looked like it was Ryder Gravenhoff that really did a good job of forcing that kind of delay on the outside and allowing his teammates to come up and make that play. And that's exactly what we talk about, is setting the edge. You need those DNs making sure they're not getting sucked in, and they're just maintaining their edge right there to make sure that that jet sweep or that pitch or that zone outside read can't get outside.
3rd and 10. Play action fake. Mathis with time, sets, throws, back shoulder throw, and it's incomplete. I think it was batted away at the last second, looking for Nixon. Great coverage by the Lakers, and it'll set up a punting situation.
Yeah, Trey Green, we've talked about him all year long. He's just developing into a great cover corner. Grand Valley lost a couple of their cover corners to the portal last year, and Coach Postema and Coach Wooster continue to talk about the development of these guys. We got a lot of talent out there. We got great size out there. They just need experience. They need games. Not having a game last week and having that double bye really hurts them in their progression, but that was a great play right there by Trey Green.
Alec Wojohn's the punter, gets the snap, sends it away. Soaring, tail-dragging kick's going to go over the head of Lynn Weichel and into the end zone for a touchback. Great kick. Didn't get the bounce he was looking for, and GVSU will get their next possession at their own 20-yard line, up 14-7. Starting to see now as the game has gone along, especially from GVSU's standpoint, them settling in a little bit.
Well, we talked about it. You have 3 weeks of a break. It's almost like a home opener. It's an opening game. How do you get at those cobwebs? How do you shake that off? You can't simulate game type situations through practice. You just can't. You can try to do it through 1-on-1s. I talked to Sparky McEwen earlier this week, and he had an argument with his son, A.J. McHugh, and the defensive coordinator. He's like, hey, we're going ones-on-ones. We're going goods versus goods. And his A.J. was like, we don't want to get anybody hurt. What are you doing? You have to do it. And it kind of showed early in the game. Davenport was ready for that initial surge and playing those ones-on-ones. Grand Valley really wasn't. Now, like you said, Grand Valley's settling in now, getting right back into game speed.
Brady Drogosh back into the game at quarterback. Takes the snap on first down. Design quarterback keeper to the right. Now cuts it back to the left side. He's got plenty of green turf. Trying to spin off a tackler, and he is spun down to the turf, but not after a big gain of 16 yards for a first down. Great vision to find the cutback.
Absolutely. Good patience, too, running there, looking and seeing that counter action to the backside, blocking up front to the right side where he initially looked like he was trying to get to, was kind of stuffled, and he saw that back window. Does a great job. See it right here, looking to run to the right. Nope, bang, kick it to the left. Sees some opening and just lowers his shoulder and gets a big first down for Grand Valley.
Now Andrew Schuster back into the game behind center. Halfway through the second quarter. From their own 36. Panthers showing pressure. Here they come. It's a handoff up the middle, left side. Corkscrewing his way for a couple. I believe that was Usma Harper. And he was wrapped up and spun down. Check that. That was Kenneth Jones on the carry, not Usma Harper. Gets 2, 2nd and 8.
Running behind Cannon Mackey, the big offensive lineman, the sophomore from Bloomington, Illinois. Just kind of trying to get into his hip pocket, try to get some extra yards, but just can't escape the tackle right there. And a good.
Takes the snap. Another handoff to Jones, setting up his blockers. He's able to stutter step his way for a decent gain. Sets up 3rd and 2. He got 6 on 2nd down.
What I mean by that is making sure that they put themselves in 3rd down in short situations like they're at right now. They ran the ball 2 times. Grand Valley fans are like, well, we didn't get a first down. Well, that's not what you're looking for. You're looking to get yourself in a situation to where you can really run a lot of different things here on 3rd and short.
3rd and 2. Going pressure at the linebacker level. Here they come. Handoff to Jones. Right up the middle he goes. He's got a first down and more. Trying to beat the last defender. He can't. Another first down run into Davenport territory at the 42.
And that's what you get right there. You can sustain that run and do everything you do on that offensive line. And right now, that last play, Davenport's selling out with a run blitz to try to stop that down and try to get the ball back. They jump in the wrong lane, open up a window. We'll get a great look at it right here on the all-22. A great move right there. You see that little gap, and he does a great job of getting that first down.
And he'll stay out there for his efforts. Under 6 to go in the first half. Panthers again showing pressure. This time they only rush 4. Short drop. Schuster sets, throws out. Oh. Great ball. Weichel dropped it.
Jeez, oh man, what a ball.
I think the defender's hand may have thrown off the concentration for Weichel. If Schuster throws that any lower, that might be a pick 6, but what a great throw.
Ralph Donaldson was in perfect position to make that play, and Schuster saw him and still threw the ball and just put it right over the top of him, only where his receiver can catch it. And Lynn Weichel just kind of turns his head a little bit, doesn't secure the ball, but man, what a throw by Schuster.
Schuster takes the snap. Handoff left side. Jones finds the seam, and there he goes. He's got a first down. Stiff arms his way inside the 30, close to the 27 of Davenport.
Great job there on the left side of the line, blocking up there and just putting a hat on a hat. And Jones does a great job of running patiently. Quarterback at any level that wants to throw that football with that guy in between with nothing but green in front of him. What a...
They're knocking on the red zone door once again. On first down, short drop again. Schuster, defender was draped all over him. No flag. 2nd and 10 coming up. Jamar Mills on the coverage.
Yeah, great coverage right there. That's a tough ask for a linebacker to cover a running back out of the backfield who's running a dig route. All his momentum's going one way. He turns the other way. Great job right there in coverage for Davenport.
I call that a Texas route because it's more of an angle route. He starts to the outside, the running back out of the backfield, and cuts up the middle trying to beat that defender. Back on the snap, short drop. Schuster throws over the middle. He's got Shinrock, and he's hip tackled down just shy of a first down. Ooh, actually, they gave him a really good spot. He got exactly 10.
Deep linebackers dropping into coverage, and you'll get a good look at it right here. Schuster just a quick step, knows his receiver, sees that, and you've got the linebacker for the Panthers, number 19 right there, D'Angelo Bellamy, looking to...
Up by a touchdown, looking to make it 2. Looks like Brady Drogosh is... Keeper Drogosh totally fooled the Davenport defense. Left side spinning. He's in. Touchdown way. He went the other way untouched for 6.
We talk about personnel and with that part of the play that we saw earlier with Kellen Reed on the reverse, everything looks like it's going to go right. Drogosh does a great job of blocking out there for Grand Valley. Donovan Johnson just doing a great job of locking up.
Extra point, basic, up, and good. 21-7. As here's the replay of the touchdown run by Brady Drogosh. As we'll head to a timeout late in the first half. Lakers feeling good, scoring the last 21 points of the football game.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, Penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
Before the fall. Before the new routine. Before the exam. The cast. The all clear. And the expiration date. You need confidence. And for 85 years, Michigan has trusted Blue Cross to be there, ready to help.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
Well, we've mentioned it a few times in this broadcast. Scott Wooster, the head coach for Grand Valley State in his third year, being a former offensive lineman and an O-line coach, he wanted to run the dang ball, to put it nicely. And right now, Bob, 14 carries, 140 yards. Most recent touchdown, another running touchdown for Brady Drogosh as here comes Basic's kick. It's another directional kick around the 20-yard line. Fair catch is made at the 23 by Davenport. And now, if you're a Panther fan, Bob, you're down 2 scores. You don't want this to get out of hand. This is a big drive for them late in the first half.
It really is. With 4 minutes left here in the second quarter, you really want to try to run out this clock. Try to get some points on the board, obviously, but if not, you don't want to give Grand Valley, whose offense seems to have carried a little bit of momentum, having a lot of things going their way, don't want to give them another opportunity. So we'll see. I would imagine we'll see a lot of Harris right here on this drive.
He is out there with DeJuan Mathis at quarterback. They've been forced to punt the last couple of drives. On the snap, play action fake, has plenty of time. Sets, throws one-on-one to the sideline. Over the head, catch is made, and shaking a tackler into the clear down to the sideline. In for a touchdown. First play from scrimmage, and Davenport is back in it. What a grab made by Ernest Sanders, redshirt junior out of Flint, a Saginaw Valley State transfer.
Another transfer for this program, and Hardy right there on the play slips. Can't make the play to deflect the ball, then can't get up and make the tackle, and he is just gone. See right here, just a back shoulder throw. You see Hardy right there, just kind of stumble a little bit. Can't bring down the big wide receiver for the Panthers. You talk about big, 6'2", 217 pounds, transfer from Saginaw Valley, and what an answer right there by Davenport.
Comes the extra point. It's up. And it's just inside the right upright. It's good.
We
by
talk
Ian Jenkins, the freshman kicker.
And we talk about the youth and the inexperience of this defensive backfield. That's not one of the guys that's got the youth and the experience. He's one of the best cover guys for Grand Valley. Just a fundamental mistake, slips, falls, and the receiver makes a play, can't make the tackle, and all of a sudden the complexity of this game has completely changed right now. Now Grand Valley having the football with just under 4 minutes left to play. They need to put some points on to get that momentum back. Right now, Davenport's got to feel really good. Even though they're down a score, they got to feel really good about the position they put themselves in with that big play.
Well, Coach Wooster talked about the secondary in that game against Pitt. He really liked the performance from his secondary in that tough setback. And look, they're going to play one-on-one coverage. They preach it, they practice it, and that time, like you said, just an unfortunate break. Jason Hardy slips, and Davenport able to cash in on it. Now, GVSU won the coin toss before the game started, deferred to the second half. So, like you said, GVSU gets points on this drive, gets the ball to start the second half. They're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you always talk about as a coach, last four, first four. It's the middle eight of the football game. It's the last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half can really determine a ball game in regards to momentum. So we'll see what Grand Valley can do with that first 4 minutes here with the ball in their hands.
Now Davenport tried a little squib kick. Their most recent attempt were unsuccessful. Now they're just going to drive it away to the dangerous return man. That is Kellen Russell Dixon. Heard a lot of good things about him special teams wise. They kick it away from Kellen Reed, and Russell Dixon is able to work his way out to the 20-yard line. We talk about Kellen Reed, Lynn Weichel as return men, but some of the younger players too they rave about in the return game. Kellen Russell Dixon is another one.
Yeah, they have a fortune of return guys that they can put in the box, and we see a new quarterback here for Grand Valley. We were told we were going to see Olenichek potentially in this game. We didn't know if it was going to be in duty where the Grand Valley's got a big lead. We see him right here in a very critical situation. They have a lot of confidence. This guy, like you said in the pregame, battling a lot of injuries. We're going to get a good look here at a third quarterback here for Grand Valley.
Yeah, he did a couple carries earlier in the game as a slot receiver. Zach Olenizak, redshirt freshman, and a delay of game. They took too long.
Those pre-snap penalties are things that just drive coaches crazy. There's no real reason for it. There's a change of situation. You know what you're going to do offensively. You get out there, set up. You know the play clock is that, and to have that, whether it's just not knowing the personnel that you want to get out there and getting it out late or a new quarterback, you just can't have that.
Well, Davenport senses a potential opportunity here. They have a couple timeouts in their pocket. Sion Usma-Harper's the running back on 1st and 15. It's going to be a keeper, Olenizak. Heard a lot about his legs, and there he goes down the sideline, lowers the shoulder, and powers his way for a first down across the 30, out close to the 33, maybe the 34.
Olenizak makes up quickly for that delay of game, very quickly, getting 16, 17 yards on first down. Getting the first down for the Lakers, moving those chains and getting out of bounds. Clock stops shortly but continues to move until we get inside the 2-minute mark.
Andrew Schuster known more for his arm. A pocket passer, Olenizak, we heard. He can use his legs very effectively. We saw that right there from the 34. Plenty of time on the first half clock here on first down. Handoff. Usma-Harper with a jump cut, and he's able to slice his way for 8, maybe 9 yards, close to the 43-yard line. Good carry.
Great job of patient running right there, waiting for his counter, his tackle, as we see him down on the field right now.
Oh, you hate to see that. He's battled so many injuries in his Laker career.
Take a look at his run again right here, waiting for the puller to get out, and then does a great job, that counter and the tackle pulling in and really trapping that guy, and he does a great minor injury for the guy, like you said, his battle injuries for his whole career.
Well, Davenport's schedule, I don't know if you looked at it, Bob. They were supposed to have their home opener. They're celebrating their 10th anniversary season. Supposed to have their home opener as Usma-Harper gets to his feet. Hopefully, it's just a little bit of a kind of hobbling. Not going to speculate, but hopefully he'll give it a go again. But supposed to have their home opener against Lincoln, gets canceled. The last 4 games of their season are all at home. Very road-heavy beginning portion of their schedule.
Yeah, at Gannon, at Truman, at Northern. Supposed to, like you said, host Lincoln last week, and then now at Grand Valley. And home, but yet some tough opponents when you look at the home schedule.
Yes.
When you think about Saginaw Valley and Ferris State on 2 of those 4 home games. So they're going to have their hands full coming down the road, but they've kind of weathered a little bit of a storm. And this is a big one for them right now. They want to try to eke out a win right here so that they can get into that home schedule.
Timeout. Running back, Derek Woods on 2nd and 1. Handoff to Woods, picking his way through the traffic. He's got a first down, trying to get help from his lineman. And he gets 3, close to 4 yards, almost to the 47. That'll move the sticks here as the clock motors down close to that 2-minute timeout. We'll see if they snap it again. They don't have to necessarily.
Time would get a snap out before the 2-minute, but really nice pace here for this offense for Grand Valley.
Schuster will check off to the sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock. They will run a play. It's a handoff, cutting it back Woods, and there's not much there. Close. to midfield. 21-14 GVSU in the Crosstown Showdown. We'll take a break. Wind down the first half after this on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out. Expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Grit. It's all the things you would find in a Laker. The 616 is the home of the Lakers. It's where champions are built. We need to help shape our next chapter. Are you ready to make an impact? Are you ready to join our team? Support GVSU Athletics today. Anchor up.
Before the first whistle, we're all... Because when the moment matters most, so does the ride. While others promise, we prepare. The difference isn't what you see. It's what you never have to worry about. Go right way, moving what matters.
Second and 10 for GVSU. 2 minutes to go. Brady Drogosh in at quarterback. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. Number 10, GVSU on top of Davenport, 21-14. From their own 47. Drogosh takes the snap. Keeper, right side. He gets strung out, trying to turn the corner. Gets a block on the edge, and he turns it upfield. He's got a first down as he crashes down into Davenport territory, just short of the 40. Good patient run by Drogosh.
Man, almost too patient. I thought he was going to get caught in the backfield. Does a great job of just planting that left foot, getting the outside, and using his athleticism and his speed. So you see a limping Grand Valley wide receiver, Lynn Weichel, coming off the field, but great job of just exploding.
The first down to 90 seconds. GVSU has all 3 timeouts left in the half. Schuster back in at quarterback, drops back, sets, throws, long throw. It's out of the reach of Kellen Reed. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 85 seconds remaining until halftime.
Tried a deep throw right there to get Kellen the ball in space, and just a great job of coverage right there. That was Miles Harris doing a great job of locking down one of the most explosive receivers in the GLIAC right there.
So 2nd and 10 from the Panther 41. Schuster out of the pistol. Derek Woods is his running back. To the right of Schuster. Slot receiver Kellen Reed goes in motion. On the snap. Deep drop this time. Plenty of time. Schuster throws over the middle. Leaping attempt is made by Birdie. Can't bring it down. It's incomplete.
Like the attempt, like the throw. Try to get it to your big body wide receiver over the middle right there. But just great D'Angelo Bellamy again. We've called his names a couple of times with great coverage. Just draped all over the wide receiver, now allowing him to make the play and come down with the football. And Grand Valley forcing a 3rd down and long situation. We haven't seen a lot of 3rd down and long situations for Grand Valley. We'll see if Schuster and the offense can do something here in territory, and if they get enough yards, are they going to push a 4th down question mark for Coach Wooster and his staff?
Schuster with Woods to his left. Davenport showing an all-out blitz. Here they come. Schuster's got to get rid of it. Pump fake, steps up, and he's going to get brought down for a sack. Well, I think that's a freshman learning on the fly there. You got to get rid of it, as Davenport's going to burn a timeout, forces GVSU to punt, and when you have more rushers than blockers, you got to get rid of that football.
Well, that's the recognition like you talk about. You know you got 1-to-1 on the outside. You got to throw that ball up and see if you guys can make a play right there. He had Bird on the left side right there where I think he wanted to go with it, and just trying to hit that quick out, but understanding the blitz, understanding what's coming at you, know where your hot's at, and really getting the ball out like you talked about and not taking the sack.
Well, Davenport gets a stop and an opportunity to maybe get points themselves before the half expires, down by 7. This is what Davenport has done all season so far. They just hang around. Yep. Their only loss was at Truman State in overtime. They decided to go for 2 in the win in overtime after scoring, didn't get it, but this is what they do.
Yep. And then, like you said, we talked about it earlier, winning the last 4 and winning the first 4. If you're Davenport, you're really happy with how you've done in this first 4 as far as the last 4 minutes of the first half, successfully stopping Grand Valley, putting points on the board for one, stopping them, getting another opportunity with just over a minute left here. Grand Valley, like you said, is going to get the ball back here to start the second half, but they've got some work to do here yet in the first half still.
Pergich on to punt. And 4th and long. Let's see if they can pin Davenport deep. No rush. Puts the nose down. End over end kick. It's not going to be fair caught on the return and getting a few. Almost a dangerous play. We do have a flag down behind the play. Short return. Believe that was Asher Gregory. Let's see what the flag's all about. Again, it was behind the play after the kick. Grand Valley's pointing the way of Davenport.
Maybe a holding call against Davenport.
That would be half the distance if that's the case. Oh.
Missed that one badly. I saw a holding on one of the gunners on the outside.
Looks like they called it on Fertney, the tight end. Not sure. Well, a break for Davenport, and they're out towards the 28-yard line, almost to the 30. DeJuan Mathis at quarterback.
One timeout left. They've scored on a quick play last drive. Grand Valley's going to have to make sure that they're disciplined in their coverage here.
All it took was one play on the previous drive to find the end zone. Mathis, a lot of confusion, directing traffic. Now he's good to go. Slot receiver goes in motion. They'll jet sweep it to the receiver. Right side, and able to crease his way before taking a lick. Close to a first down. That was Demetrius Garrett. This is a very experienced Davenport team. I'm seeing a lot of graduates.
Yeah.
Redshirt seniors, very experienced, and the clock is moving down to 40 seconds, 2nd and 1. Mathis rushes everybody to the line of scrimmage, play action incomplete. Now
there's going to be communication right now. Did he get outside the tackle? He threw it. Quarterback saying there's a receiver in the area. There was no receiver in the area. It's just a matter of whether he got outside the tackle to make sure this isn't a intentional grounding call.
The receiver was running a go route, and he was well up.
Number 87 was in the area.
It's going to be 3rd and 1.
That's a break for Davenport right there. There was no receiver in the area. He did not get outside the tackle.
Unless they said he somehow got out of it, but I'm with you. But time is of the essence for the Panthers. 31 seconds. Behind Mathis in the pistol. Heavy personnel. They hand it off Harris. Cardamone can't get him. Harris gets the first down. Clock stops briefly.
The gap and almost making a play in the backfield, but Harris was that lower body strength able to get the first down.
Clock runs. Taking their time on the snap, play action fake. They have a timeout, and there it is, 15 seconds. Mathis scrambles.
We'll set that ball out, but really nowhere to go with the football. Does a great job of tucking it and trying to get as much yard for Davenport. But you got to give Davenport a lot of credit. They came out, really did a good job of establishing the run, dominating the line of scrimmage on their first drive. Grand Valley came back with 21 unanswered points, and they did a good job. And then they forced Grand Valley to punt the ball at midfield on an all-out blitz on 3rd down, sticking into this game.
Well, here's the thing, Bob. 16 seconds, no timeouts, you stay in bounds, and you don't get a first down, the half's over.
Yep.
You got to find the sideline. You got to get a first down to stop the clock. But all it takes, GVSU knocks them down short of the first down inbounds, the half is over. Got to be wary of a deep shot, too, if you're the secondary.
Grand Valley's going to be in a cover 2 shell, 2 guys deep, making sure nothing gets behind them, keep everything in front of you.
2nd and 4, close to 5. Mathis drops back, pocket holds. Now he's flush to his left, looking, and he's going to scamper out of bounds. Got stripped of the ball, but it's out of bounds. He did fumble it. Got the first down, out of bounds to the GVSU 45 with 7 seconds. This might be the last play of the half, barring a defensive penalty. Nowhere near field goal range. Or they say he was in bounds. Yeah, they said he fumbled it in bounds. The clock winds, and now he's got to clock it. Down to 3 seconds. That's big.
Well, what happened there, the ball got snapped out of the quarterback's hands, went backwards. When that happens, that's a continuation of play after they establish the first down and replace the ball. So there's no out of bounds play there. Your momentum and everything has to be going forward out of bounds in order to be a stop the ball. That ball came backwards. Great call by the officials. And now only 5 seconds left. We'll see probably a Hail Mary to the end zone.
Yeah, they added 2 seconds to the game clock. 2nd and 10. Secondary for GVSU backs up. Play action fake. They run a bubble screen. On the edge with a block. Time runs out. Spinning. Running out of time. 1 on 11. And there's nowhere to go. So they decide to just run the bubble screen to George Sims. Got what he could. But GVSU was able to collapse the running room availability of Sims and bring him down. That'll do it for the first half. Bob, your first half thoughts as we get some pleasantries exchanged from both sides.
It's always interesting getting off the field here at Lover Stadium as the teams have to cross each other to get to their respective locker rooms. But great job by Davenport coming out, establishing the run, being very forceful at the line of scrimmage. Grand Valley answers with 21 unanswered points. Looks like they're going to take control of the game. Davenport hangs in there. Big play. One drive, touchdown, big play to the outside, and they're in this ball game. This game is going to really sustain and really be emphasized on how this first drive comes out with Grand Valley getting the ball, how they answer here in the second half. It'll be interesting to watch.
21-14, Grand Valley State on top of Davenport in the Crosstown Showdown. We'll take a break. Our halftime coverage from Lubbers Stadium on Family Days coming your way next here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
A business trip, family reunion, club, or church outing? Would you rather take 20 cars or 1 motor coach? Less is more with Cardinal Buses. More relaxing, more comfortable, more economical, and more earth-friendly. Let Cardinal Buses show you how easy they can get you there. Get on board, sit back, and relax. Cardinal Buses will take care of tolls, traffic, and parking so you can just have fun. You do the math. 20 cars or 1 motor coach? Cardinal Buses. There's no better way to go.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or a quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
In West Michigan, true strength comes from within our neighborhoods, from businesses lending a hand to dedicated nonprofits. 8 West is proud to live local and give local. These are the stories of commitment, compassion, and the power of giving back right here in our own backyard. Discover the spirit of generosity that makes West Michigan so special. Don't miss Live Local, Give Local each week on 8 West, proudly supported by Firekeepers Tuxedo Hotel.
The good life shouldn't be reserved for the few. The finest cuisine should always be on the menu. And looking good shouldn't just be for the rich and famous. At Meijer, we believe that real life deserves real good, and we work hard to bring more of it. Here, quality meets value, and selection meets savings. So the good life is always within reach. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Back at inside Lover Stadium, kicking off the month of October. Brian Fonger's Bob Mitchell, Crosstown Showdown, number 10 Grand Valley State with a 21-14 halftime lead over Davenport. These two schools separated by roughly a half hour from one another as we go through the first half highlights here, Bob, and we'll go through some stats as well. But Davenport, first drive, mainly on the ground. That was their one pass play of the drive, but it was Cephas Harris and company getting the first points of the game.
Yeah, they did a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage, coming out ready to play football, and really punched Grand Valley in the face and did a good job of coming down on their opening drive, as we see right here, scoring a touchdown, going up 7-0. Grand Valley, like you said, does a nice job of coming back and all through the air. We were told earlier in the week that they want to try to dominate the line of scrimmage and really come out with the run, but they came out with the pass and really tied it up 7-7.
Brady Drogosh comes to the game. We see a third quarterback, Zach Olenizak, line up at slot receiver, getting a couple of carries, and also got introduced to the physicality of college football in the GLIAC, but GVSU ran the football pretty well in the first half.
Yeah, they got 179 yards rushing, when that's more eclipses what they've done the last two games, so coach has got to be happy about that. I think the biggest thing, if you're the coaching staff for Grand Valley, it's just minimizing the mistakes and the big plays. The big play, the one big play, the big drive, Ferris got late in that second half to make it 21-14. As we take a look at Kellen Reed doing a great job. We talked about Coach Ian Shoemaker and the wrinkles that he's putting on this team, and we see a good sack here, good pressure here by Grand Valley. But I think it's just the minimize those little mistakes right there, and really trying to dominate a football game and put an opponent away.
Yeah, we saw the Kellen Reed reverse for a touchdown, and then running back Kenneth Jones getting in on the act. With a couple good carries on this drive, GVSU was really starting to establish the line of scrimmage on offense, and Schuster, we all know the arm he has, finds Shinrock for a first down, and Brady Drogosh punches this one in. It was 21-7, GVSU feeling good.
Feeling really good about themselves. And Davenport comes out, and this is that one play, just poor technique. I mean, right position, right time, right assignment, everything was great, just bad technique, and a big play there for Davenport to make this a football game.
21-14 GVSU at the half in front of a sold-out audience inside Lubber Stadium. Bob and I will continue our halftime coverage after this timeout right here on a sun-splashed early Saturday evening on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Do you know who the president is?
I don't know who the president is.
Look at all the stuff you've got.
Welcome to the 2025 GVSU Laker Kickoff.
You have the ability to make it your own, whatever you choose, and we will support you. You are now a part of the Laker family. Let's go Lakers!
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience in sports medicine care at 5 of our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Are you planning a group event, a business trip, family reunion, club, or church outing? Would you rather take 20 cars or 1 motor coach? Less is more with Cardinal buses. More relaxing, more comfortable, more economical, and more earth-friendly. Let Cardinal buses show you how easy they can get you there. Get on board, sit back, and relax. Cardinal buses will take care of tolls, traffic, and parking so you could just have fun. You do the math. 20 cars or 1 motor coach? Cardinal buses. There's no better way to go.
Before the fall. Before the new routine. Before the exam. The cast. The all clear. And the expiration date. You need confidence. And for 85 years, Michigan has trusted Blue Cross to be there, ready to help.
Continuing with our halftime coverage here in Allendale, Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, 21-14, Grand Valley State on top of Davenport. Crosstown showdown, Bob, as we dive further into the first half stats. You look at the overall yardage from both sides, virtually even.
It's almost identical. You look at the passing yards, a little bit different. Total yards are pretty much equal. The third down conversions, Grand Valley did a great job early on. The time of possession's right there. And you feel as a Grand Valley fan like you've dominated a little bit that opening half, other than that first possession where Davenport really came out, looked like a team that had played last week, even though they didn't against Lincoln, but didn't have that 3-week break that Grand Valley had. But yet Grand Valley then took over the momentum. And then in one big play kind of destroyed all that. The last 4 minutes of that first half, you're thinking Grand Valley really needed to capitalize on that. They had the ball, they had an opportunity, get stopped on 4th down, they have to punt it away, and they come back with a big play. One play, touchdown all of a sudden. Now Grand Valley's in not panic mode, but they got to really check and evaluate themselves. And now this game is going to hinge, I think, right now on this next possession. Come back defensively and really shut down Davenport. We'll see what happens.
In your mind, before we take a break, Bob, they've ran 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Do you see with this game being still a ball game, them sticking with that 3-quarterback system?
We'll see. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest with you. You know, I'm always with the assertion you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. You have 3. I haven't seen it. So I'm very interested to see what Grand Valley's philosophy is in running and playing with these 3 quarterbacks. We know what they all can do individually, how you blend them and how you make them all work together in one. I've never seen it in a system where you have 3 quarterbacks really running a football team. I'm going to be very interested and intrigued in how they continue to run it this half and then moving on forward in the season.
Combined between both teams, we've seen 5 quarterbacks play. Davenport did play 2 quarterbacks in the first half.
And nobody got hurt.
That's right, nobody got hurt. 21-14, Grand Valley State on top of Davenport. Another break. We'll get the first half thoughts from head coach Scott Wooster after this on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Grit, determination, dedication. All the things you would find in a champion. In other words, all the things you would find in a Laker. The 616 is the home of the Lakers. It's where champions are built. We need to help shape our next chapter. Are you ready to make an impact? Are you ready to join our team? Support GVSU athletics today. Anchor up.
Yeah, he sheds a little. And he barks at the mailman. But for trustworthy, nobody beats Archie. Except maybe the guys at Cool Toyota. They made me feel like part of the family the second I walked in the door. Then they gave me a great deal backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. Want to go for a 1,000,000-mile walk, boy? Nah, I didn't think so. Wherever I'm going, I let Cool Toyota take me there.
Hey cord cutters, do you feel like you're missing out on local news and weather coverage that matters to you?
Are you tired of watching Wood TV 8 on a tiny screen?
The wait is over. Put Wood TV back on your TV.
Wood TV Plus delivers live, local content from News 8.
Accurate weather coverage from Storm Team 8.
Along with local sports and lifestyle content that you've been missing.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, Penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
Winding down our halftime coverage here in Allendale, Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, 21-14. Grand Valley State on top of Davenport in the Crosstown Showdown. We'll await the first half thoughts, or the halftime thoughts, from GVSU head coach Scott Wooster. But Bob, I'll let you take it away with some keys to the second half.
Well, I think the keys to the second half is going to be continuing Grand Valley trying to control that line of scrimmage. They did a great job after that first drive of doing defensively controlling the line of scrimmage. We talk about Harris, a great running back, only 47 yards rushing, which still in a half isn't bad, but he's a guy that's averaged over 130 yards rushing per game. So I think they're doing a good job of that. They've got to really do a better job of establishing that perimeter and not allowing and setting that edge and not allowing those big outside plays and those things. Offensively, Grand Valley's got to be consistent. They got to be a little bit more consistent in sustaining those drives, and it's the big plays, right? One of the things Grand Valley, penalties-wise, has done a great job this game. Both Grand Valley and Ferris have done a great job. No penalties. There's been no turnovers. I think that's going to be a big part of the second half. Can Grand Valley force some turnovers? Can they change some momentum? Can they really do some things to really, step on the throat there of Davenport? But Davenport's a resilient team. They're very well coached, and they're doing a great job of hanging into this football game.
Davenport is looking for that signature program-defining win because Sparky McEwen as the head coach combined against Ferris State and Grand Valley State. Those are the two teams you got to climb over.
That's it.
To be the top team in the GLIAC. He's 0-16 all time against both
schools. And he's had some close calls. He almost beat Grand Valley a few years ago back in Davenport. He's almost beaten Ferris a couple of times. So he's had the close calls. But like you said, got to get over that hurdle to beat one of these two programs.
We're awaiting head coach Scott Wooster here as he's walking over to Christiana, and I think we do have him. Christiana, take it away.
All right, Coach, you went into the locker room up by just one touchdown. What did you like what you saw? Or what did you like in the first half?
First half offensively, loved the start. Mixed run pass, stayed ahead of the sticks. Drives in the end zone. Started really hot, but then kind of settled out, right? Got behind the sticks on that last drive. We really need a response there. Keep our defense or go score. Defensively, jumped on us. They had some unique good little midline, a little this. Got the ball in the end. We settled in, played great for about 15 minutes, and then gave up. Right? Scores, we get to go put it in football games. Them that way, but yeah, but we got to
do it.
Some technical glitches. Thanks to head coach Scott Wooster for his halftime thoughts. We got the gist of what went on in his eyes in that first half.
It's kind of like what we talked about, just a few mistakes, and one big mistake there on the outside that really kind of turned the momentum of the game, but it's just got to clean it up, right? Yep. Be a little bit tighter offensively, defensively, and really kind of try to put this football game away. I think they're going to try to look to do that here in the second half. They control the momentum right now. They get the kick, they get the offense out on the field right away. They control this ball game on what they do here with this drive.
Grand Valley State came in ranked 10th nationally in the coaches poll, 14th in the media poll. You go 3-1. One of these teams is going to be 3-1. If it's Davenport, all of a sudden you're thinking about, hey, can this team be nationally
ranked? They were a few years ago where they went undefeated and then they came out against Grand Valley and lost again. They made the playoffs, went up to Ferris State and lost the first round of the playoffs, but they were a top 15 team then. They are a perennial team that should be in the top 25 every single year with the talent and what Sparky's done with that program. It's just the fact that they play every once in a while. They'll play an opponent in a non-conference non-conference, usually a softer non-conference, but they got to play Grand Valley and Ferris every year, and it's just one of those things we talked about. They got to get over that hurdle, but this is a very talented team. The specialty guys on that program are unbelievable, and Sparky's done a great job with that program.
Technically, Davenport came into the weekend first in the GLIAC because they've already played a conference game. They played Northern Michigan twice this year. The second matchup against Northern Michigan is not going to count as a conference game. So, again, when you're trying to fill an 11-game schedule, when you're a GLIAC team, it's difficult. Davenport was able to work it out with Northern Michigan and say, hey, let's play 2 this year.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, like you said, it's the Division II landscape, and we can get down a rabbit hole with this and how hard it is to schedule, but there's silo scheduling where other conferences just schedule within their own conference. They won't go out of conference. They won't play a team like Grand Valley. They won't play a team like Ferris. Ferris is battling every year. I mean, Tony Anissa said it all the time, but to try to get an 11-game schedule shouldn't be a difficult thing in this world that we're living in college sports, but it is for Grand Valley, and you know, you get the double bye, and here we are now. But again, Grand Valley controls their destiny right now, right, on every single aspect of the rest of the season and in this football game. And right here, getting the ball coming out of this second half, they control the destiny of this football game. Let's see what they can do with this drive right here.
GVSU will get the ball to start the second half. You have Kellen Russell-Dixon and Kellen Reed back to return for the Lakers. Ian Jenkins, the freshman place kicker, Hudsonville native. The approach and the kick. Angled kick, a short kick. Takes a hop inside the 20, fielded by Kellen Reed. Reed gets strung out. Now he slips a tackler, cuts it back. Look out, he could go. Turns on the Jets. It's a foot race down the sideline. Needs one more block, and the kicker can't get him. Oh, yes, he did. I tell you what, Kellen Reed, I think it was Black Hills State, had a kick return called back because of a penalty. He was a hairline away from taking that one to the house.
And he had his blockers. If he was just maybe a little bit more patient, and I don't blame him, he was just wanting to try to get to that end zone, and he was right behind a tight end right there for Grand Valley, that if he could have just let Harrison Unger get his block, and I feel for a Harrison Unger, you get a speedster behind you like that, making you look like that, it happens. But what a great return, and this is the kind of the momentum that Grand Valley talked about. Just can't get him on the ground right there. Great coverage initially by Davenport, and then this guy is electric. He uses his speed to get the outside, and there's Unger right in front of him. He just can't get to the kicker in time. He gets outrun by his return guy right there, and just enough to get him out of bounds, and a big play right there. We'll see if that paid dividends here.
I tell you what, Bob, that was close. He almost stayed in bounds. He just said, you know what, I'm just going to lower the shoulder.
Coach Worcester has his flag in his hand. I don't know if that matters anymore because they called the play dead. It wouldn't matter if he even threw the flag if he was in bounds. They called it dead, so if he gets in, it doesn't matter.
Well, they're in the red zone just like that at the Panthers 17. Andrew Schuster at quarterback. First play from scrimmage. It's a handoff to the boundary. Derek Woods setting up his blockers, and he gets sumoed down just shy of the 10. We're going to see a replay here.
Yeah, great job of towing the line right here. He just outruns his blocker right there. That left foot's in bounds. Can't see that. Oh, that was, yeah, we can't really see those other 2 feet from that review, but Grand Valley continuing to move the football. Great run there on first down. Second and short for the Lakers inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, 2nd and 4, a pickup of 6 on first down from Woods, who remains at running back. To the right of Schuster. Down to 5 on the play clock. Now the snap. Play action fake. Jump ball, a fade ball to the back pylon, looking for Weichel, and I'm not sure if they were on the same page. That's well over his head, incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a little bit of miscommunication from the receiver and the quarterback, and even and Schoenrock on the outside, not getting inside enough to try to, I think they were looking for a rub, and a great job by Davenport, their defensive backs, of really being physical with the receivers at the line of scrimmage, not allowing that rub to happen on the outside.
Well, here's the heavy personnel. Brady Drogosh in with Pascal Jolman, the running back, on 3rd and 4. Drogosh hunches over. Now we'll check off to the sideline. 7 on the play clock. He's ready to go. Here's the snap. Run blitz. Drogosh keeps it one-on-one, just trying to muscle his way close. Did he get it? I think he did.
Wow.
Down to the 6-yard line.
Yes, he did. Boy, he just carried that would-be tackler for a first down.
That looked like that play was going absolutely nowhere. And Brady Drogosh, we talked about his athleticism. We haven't talked about his strength and what he's done with his lower body and the strength he was able to do there to get the first down. You're going to see a really good replay right here. Does a good job of pulling that ball because that play was going nowhere and just to the outside. Can't get a number on who that was. Did a great job of making that tackle, but Drogosh spins his body and gets the first down. First and goal for the Lakers.
From the 6, Drogosh remains out there with Jolman. Here's the snap. Keeper, Drogosh, right side. There's room to run and more. High stepping his way in for a Grand Valley State touchdown. His second of the day. Brady Drogosh makes it 27-14, GVSU.
We talk about momentum and what Grand Valley's offense is going to have to do to get this team to be it. We don't talk about special teams enough, do we? Every once in a while as announcers and as analysts and as former football players, we ignore that third special part of football, and that's the special teams and the kick return team. And Kellen Reed does a phenomenal job of setting up Grand Valley, allowing the Lakers to jump up here 27-14. It's
a great start for the Lakers in the second half. Here's Basic's extra point. Hold is down, kick is up. And he flies it through the uprights. It's good. As we'll keep it here, not even 2 minutes in. GVSU up 28-14. There's head coach Scott Wooster, and not sure what happened there.
I think he's not upset. He's a little upset that he had a defender jumping over his center, trying to block that kick, which is an illegal. It's a 15-yard penalty. You got to protect that long snapper, and he's just trying to communicate very aggressively that you cannot do that. But again, we talk about at the half, we talked about penalties and how great both of these teams have done in the first half. We talked about no turnovers. We talked about all these things. We didn't talk much special teams, and here we go. Grand Valley out of the gates does a great job with their special teams, the kickoff team, and they've had some highs and lows this year with their special teams. But right there, a big high for Kellen Reed and that kickoff return, doing a great job of putting Grand Valley in a great position to put up some points here early in the second half.
Kickoff to Kellen Reed at your own peril.
I don't understand why anybody would kick to that kid. Like, we've seen it. We had 3 of them this year, 1 called back, and this one, I mean, that kid is so dynamic. I understand that you've got confidence in your own team, and Black Hills actually did, after he had the return for a touchdown called back, continue to kick to him and did a good job of coverage. But man, oh man, he is dynamic.
This kick from Basic is returnable inside the 5, middle of the field. Trying to cut it back. There's not enough room to try and create a cutback lane as GVSU, just great lane integrity on the kickoff coverage. They bury him just across the 10.
You talk about lane integrity, and Kenyon Owens isn't going to get the credit right there for the tackle, but he's the guy that forced it right back into his team. Great job by number 17, Kenyon Owens, of lane integrity. He's getting high fives from his teammates on the sidelines. He did a great job right there of funneling everything back to his teammates. Great job of coverage right there. As you take a look at it right here, look at 17 coming in on your left-hand side. He makes that play, forces everything to the inside.
Now Davenport needs an answer. DeJuan Mathis takes the snap, handoff left side. Harris churning his way for a couple. Gets 3, maybe 4, just across the 15-yard line. Second and long coming up. We'll call it, give him 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Well, now Davenport, when they were down 21-7, they had a big pass play. First play of the next drive after giving up a touchdown for 6 to make it 21-14. Now they need another drive just like that. Not necessarily a big chunk play, but they need points.
They need to move the chains at least as well and make sure they flip the field in this field position. They cannot go with 3 and out here.
Play action fake, drops back, sets, throws. Jackpot ball down the sideline, and the receiver and Mathis aren't on the same page. Well over his head, incomplete, looking for Ernest Sanders, who had that long touchdown to make it 21-14.
Yeah, again, going to the well again, trying to make that big play to try to answer the Grand Valley touchdown, and they're just not on the same page, and I think that ball was even thrown out of bounds. Great pressure, though, by that front for Grand Valley, making that throw come out a little bit earlier than I think he wanted, that Mathis wanted that ball to come out.
Well, now 3rd and 6. Davenport definitely doesn't want to go 3 and out. Let's see what Jim Lewis, the defensive coordinator for GVSU, has dialed up. They run a twist game. Pocket holds on a little bit of a go route down the sideline. What a great pass breakup. It's incomplete. That's just outstanding by Josh Anderson to help out his teammate, close on the football, and make a play.
Are you kidding me right now? Like, Mathis, the throw was perfect. The catch almost made right there by Keontae Nixon, the wide receiver, the big 6'4". That was going to be caught. And look at that. Just at the last minute, a clean football play, putting his shoulder on the football, not leading with his helmet. textbook football right there for Grand Valley.
That's big-time PBU there.
That is huge.
Now the puck goes over the punter's head, out of the back of the end zone. It's a safety.
We'll go through the end zone, and that is
2 points for GVSU. That snap did not have a chance, and the punter didn't even try. We have a Laker shaken up, trying to get to his feet.
That's Riley Simpson, I think.
Yes, it is. So now it's 30-14 GVSU. I don't know if the long snapper heard footsteps, because GVSU was trying to go all out after the punter.
I long snapped in my career. I don't think I've ever put one. That's a strong long snap, man. That is gone. But again, I think the pressure, and maybe not the worst thing in the world for Davenport in regards to the pressure that Grand Valley was coming with. But man, what a break for Grand Valley. But again, going back to that pass breakup, you talk about the coverage was perfect. The throw was perfect. The catch was about to be perfect. It was going to be an unbelievable football play. And then out of nowhere, like you said, Josh Anderson comes and just breaks it up, literally putting his shoulder right where the football was, not getting his helmet involved, which could have been a big mistake for him and his team. The 15-yard penalty, the target, everything that could have gone wrong with that play went perfect. What a great job, what a great read, and what great coaching and technique by that defensive backfield. A defensive backfield that we've kind of said, young, talented, but struggled early on, is coming back and making plays here in this football game.
Well, I guess you can say Davenport's special teams has given up the first 9 points. Here comes the free kick from the 20. End-over-end kick, trying to stay away from Kellen Reed. They kick to his side off of one hop. He fields it to the 40, bounces it outside, and he runs out of room. He's shoved out of bounds, just shy of the 45, but great field position for GVSU, up by 16. Still a 2-possession game. Another touchdown, and Davenport's really in trouble.
Yeah, and Andrew Schuster's going to be the QB coming out, it looks like. Although Brady Drogosh is not, I'm not calling out any QBs at this point now, but there he is. Schuster coming out, going to lead this offense out, and like you said, great field position, and again, special teams doing it again. We talked about the opening kickoff and the position they put their offense in to put some points on the board. Then the punt team, the punt block team, and here we are. Grand Valley owning all the momentum here because of special teams.
Look for a potential kill shot here after, I guess you could say, a quick transition. Play action fake. Schuster, deep drop, has time. Fires it down the middle of the field. Kellen Reed on the post. He just missed him over the outstretched reach of Reed, incomplete. There was the shot.
That is it. Like you said, we call it sudden change situations. You always want to go for that kill shot. That's kind of a sudden change situation right there. Great coverage on the outside by Markel Guilford, and great discipline on his part. He could have dove a little bit early and tried to make that pass breakup, and then gotten himself an interference call. Stuck to his guns, knew he had good coverage, knew it was going to have to be a perfect throw. Didn't do the pass interference, but good coverage. But like you said, Grand Valley going big on first down.
2nd and 10 from their own 43. Running back Kenneth Jones. Play clock down to 5. Now here's the snap. Play action fake with the blitz. Fires right into the blitz. Shinrock spins away from a tackler. Oh, and he's tripped up. Late flag thrown in front of the Davenport sideline. Oh, they're going to call it an eligible man.
The man in his face. Shinrock does a good job of making the catch and just gets tripped up. But they're going to call an illegal offensive lineman downfield.
Don't see that, like you said, on a quick pass play.
Yeah.
They're asking Sparky McEwen what he wants to do. You would take this penalty. Is somebody covered up? No. They call it on, is it Brett Weaver?
Penalty decline.
They decline it. It's a completed catch.
3rd and...
They didn't say he dropped it, did he? Yeah. Sean Bird is saying, hey, Shinrock.
McEwen got all the, Coach Sparky McEwen for Davenport got all the correct information in regards to where that ball would be placed. He may have thought it was an incomplete pass. He's getting more information right now. Coach Wooster saying he declined it.
He already made his choice.
Yeah, my guess is there's a communication breakdown on the communication to the head coach at Davenport, Sparky McEwen, in regards to where, if the ball was caught or not.
So 2nd and 15 now for GVSU. Opportunity for Davenport defensively. Schuster remains out there, out of the pistol. Kenneth Jones, the running back, shifts over to his right hip pocket. Fakes the clap, 2nd clap, takes the snap, 4-man rush, deep drop, sets up the screen. Kenneth Jones slips a tackler. A second one, then gets met with authority right at the 45, a decent gain. Across the original line of scrimmage to the 45. 3rd and 8.
You're never going to see an argument from this guy when Grand Valley runs a screen pass. Davenport had a run blitz on right now. They're bringing the guy in the inside. They're bringing in the outside linebacker. Perfect call. A great job at defending right there, only allowing it to get that much yardage. But Grand Valley doing a great job of trying to take advantage of the aggressiveness for Davenport.
3rd and 8. Big 3rd down for both sides. Schuster takes the snap. Here comes a blitz up the middle. It's picked up. Throw on the hitch route for Bird. It short hops him, incomplete. And GVSU goes 3 and out after the safety, and they'll have to punt it away.
Niger Finney, good job of coverage there on the outside. Really nowhere to throw the football. I think Sean Bird's kind of angered himself because kind of lost his footing, wasn't able to come back to the football like he wanted to try to make that play. And give Davenport some credit after a couple of special team gaffes on their part and giving Grand Valley almost 9 points right away out the second half. They do a good job of forcing Grand Valley to punt the ball on that drive.
Hergich on to punt. He's had a couple of good kicks in this game. Slight roll to his right, line drive kick. Takes a hop inside the 20, fielded inside the 10-yard line. To the 15, spinning. About a 5-yard return before he slips. He gets spun down right around there. Decent coverage by GV.
Because of the impact they've had in this football game. But talk about Trace Hergich and his flexibility and what he can do. He's able to hit the ball inside the 20 and put it inside the 10. He's able to hit the long ball, and then he's able to do the rugby kick. So what a dynamic player to have as your punter. As Grand Valley heads into break right now, up 30-14, Davenport will come out with the ball.
Always tracking. Always.
What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
Keeping the best.
The good life shouldn't be reserved for the few. The finest cuisine should always be on the menu. And looking good shouldn't just be for the rich and famous. At Meijer, we believe that real life deserves real good, and we work hard to bring more of it. Here, quality meets value, and selection meets savings. So the good life is always within reach. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Davenport ball just across their own 15. Back live inside Lover Stadium in Allendale. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. 30-14 Grand Valley State. Panthers looking for a response, giving up the first 9 points of the second half. Handoff right side, and for probably the first or second time, Cephas Harris, the ball carrier, has nowhere to go as GVSU swarms to the football and brings them down for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, what a great job right there by the front for Grand Valley, really controlling that line of scrimmage. They were in the backfield before Cephas Harris even had an opportunity to try to make a read, and do a great job of bringing him down for a loss of 3 yards.
That is not the way Davenport wants to run their offense. They don't work well necessarily behind the sticks. 2nd and 13, shotgun snap. Rolling to his left, Mathis squares up, wants to throw it, and he doesn't get rid of the football. He is sacked. Jabril Condi brings him down around the 10-yard line. He just couldn't pull the trigger.
And he was trying to get the ball to the outside, but he had absolutely nowhere to throw the football. He was looking for his wide receiver, number 87, Evan Brown, on the outside, and he was absolutely blanketed by Josh Anderson and Quinn Wills. There was nowhere for him to throw the football, and what a great job of breaking down the quarterback and making that sack, almost making him lose the football, and now a 3rd and very long situation.
New quarterback into the game. We saw him earlier, Mac Vandenhout will take this 3rd down snap. It's 3rd and long from their own 10. Receiver goes in motion. Vandenhout to the goal line, middle screen. Harris, he's chased down and brought down, well short of the first down by Jimmy Downs. Great pursuit on that little middle screen. He's a yard short of the initial line of scrimmage. They got a punt.
And a great call by Jim Lewis and his defensive staff. They looked like they were showing all blitz, and Jimmy Downs was one of those guys on the offensive line, like he was going to come. He looking for that screen, sees him, makes a great break on that football, and makes that tackle. Great call by Jim Lewis and the defensive staff.
Snap is much better this time to the punter, and he just got it off. It's a high tail-dragging kicklet at the 45-yard line. They almost got there to block the punt. Another personal foul penalty against GVSU will back them up 15 yards after the kick.
I don't know. I heard a 15-yard penalty. I heard something about breaking the shield. I did not get exactly what the penalty is for, but it was...
Did they hit the long snapper? Well, we're trying to sort through things ourselves here.
I'm trying to find one of the coaches to try to get an explanation. And
what a break for Davenport. They keep the football. Mac Vandenhout stays in the game at their own 29-yard line. We'll try and see if we get some clarification. So first down for the Panthers. Play action fake. Vandenhout drops back. Down the sideline he goes. One-on-one. It's almost intercepted. It was an underthrown ball, had a lot of air under it. Josh Anderson just couldn't pull it in.
What a great break on the ball right there. It looked like his receiver was breaking open, creating some space, and looked like a play that he might have made. And then out of nowhere, as Josh Anderson comes off the field, wants a substitution, as he's been all over the place right there. But a great job of breaking on the ball and almost coming up with that turnover.
Looking for Evan Brown, Thomas Moore transfer. And like I said, if Vandenhout puts more, I guess, oomph on the football, he had his receiver. 2nd and 10. On the snap, quarterback draw. Vandenhout bounces it left side, has a seam. He's got a first down as he races ahead to the 40-yard line.
Well, before that penalty, I was going to say this is exactly what Davenport didn't want to happen. You know, the 9 points coming off of special teams turnovers, then their offense finally getting an opportunity, a quick 3-and-out with loss of yardage. Then the penalty. Grand Valley's kind of been bit by the penalty bug this year, allows them a first down, and now they're able to move the chains, and this is exactly what Davenport needs to settle themselves down, settle this game down 30-14 to try to get themselves back in this football game.
Like I said earlier, it's just a 2-possession game still. They go empty. Vandenhout, deep drop. Again, wants it all. Down the seam he goes, and again he just underthrew his receiver who had a step. Incomplete. Intended target there was George Sims, and like I said, he had a step on the defender, but Vandenhout just didn't lead him far enough.
He did, and Quinn Wills is the one on coverage right there. Kudos to him, not giving up on the play and really tracking down. And you don't have to turn around and identify the ball as long as you don't make contact with the receiver. So that was actually a clean play. There's a time in the past that would have been a pass interference call because he didn't turn around and play the football. But right there, a great job of not giving up on the ball. The ball hits him in the helmet, an incomplete pass.
2nd and 10. Handoff, Harris up the middle, and he is met by the heat-seeking missiles. I've called him that nickname throughout the season. Jimmy Downs and Anthony Cardamone met him and stood him up after just a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, he does a great job at the line of scrimmage of shedding a tackle, but then runs into the duo of linebacking core, and Jimmy Downs and Cardamone. And man, oh man, 3rd down and long situation. Butcher, young quarterback, redshirt sophomore, Mac Vandenhout into the fire right here. Young guy from Rockford, Michigan, right around just north here of Allendale, Michigan.
3rd and 7. Little twist game up the middle. Vandenhout again, go route down the sideline, over the head of his receiver, and a very late flag comes in. They're saying it's uncatchable. I thought it was, but I don't think GVSU is going to get the benefit.
Coach Wooster's going right to his side judge right now. Look, and that ball was thrown 4 yards out of bounds. It was an uncatchable ball, but the pass interference happened prior to the opportunity, so they're going to give them an automatic first down here, and another penalty extending this drive for Davenport. You look at the punt initially, the 15-yard penalty that we have yet to identify exactly what that penalty was, extending that opportunity, and now Grand Valley trying to get off the field on 3rd down, and another penalty extending the drive.
Bob mentioned it earlier, GVSU, one of the most penalized teams in the country. Davenport, one of the least. From the Laker 42. They go with the jet sweep. Collins And he dives ahead close to the 35 of GVSU. Collins had the first touchdown of the game for Davenport. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Panthers.
Good job by Josh Anderson coming up and supporting the run. We've called his name out a bunch on coverage and what he's been able to do in the backfield and making plays. And again, here he comes up supporting the run. He's one of those guys that have made plays and plays here for the Lakers.
So the Panthers on the move, aided by some penalty help. Vandenhout alone sends Collins in motion. Here comes the blitz off the edge. Vandenhout's in trouble, throws it blindly out of bounds. That should be intentional grounding. There's nobody there. We'll have a conference.
If this is not pass or intentional grounding, then that is the definition of intentional grounding.
There's the flag. I was just the nearest receiver was 30 yards down the field.
Offense number 3. Penalty has lost
but
it down
Jim
at
Lewis
the start of
dials
the
up
foul.
the pressure off the
Third
edge
down.
and puts pressure on the young quarterback.
Absolutely. That's exactly what you want to do with a young quarterback. Make sure you make him make some decisions very, very quickly. And kudos to Coach Lewis and his staff for disguising that because the receivers didn't see it coming, so they didn't break off any of their routes for the hot routes. When you have a blitz situation like that, it's not only on the quarterback to identify in the offensive line, but your receivers also have to identify that because they got to shorten their routes to make sure they understand that a blitz is coming, that you're going to shorten your routes to make sure that you can make a play.
3rd and 14. Single safety deep for the Lakers. Out of the pistol, Vandenhout takes the snap, a 4-man rush. Flush to his left, he's in trouble again. He's just got to wildly throw it out of bounds. There's a flag down. I think this is going to be holding against Davenport. It is. Scott Wooster, I think, will decline this penalty.
53. Penalty is declined.
But the pressure came right up the middle.
Ryder Granhoff had double teamed on the right side. You'll get a good look at it here on the lower part of your screen and literally just kind of held and tackled there as he's trying to apply pressure, and a great job of Grand Valley dialing up the pressure on the last 2 third-down conversions.
So for now, the defense gets another stop. That's 2 stops on this drive. Lynn Weichel is the return man for GVSU, parked around his 10. Snap, no rush, steps into it, line drive kick's going to fly over Weichel's head. Trying to bat it back in play was a Panther, but it had already crossed the goal line. It's in for a touchback. So GVSU now will get the football back as we're past the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. 16-point Laker lead on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
I could spend hours shopping, and I'd hate every minute of it. That's why I bought my Camry at Cool Toyota. I found the exact car I wanted online before even going to the dealership. Then I got a great deal backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. No hassles, no runaround. I may hate shopping, but I love buying. Wherever I'm going, I let Cool Toyota take me there.
Where can you find top name brand products at low local prices? Only at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Our expert staff will work with you to select the perfect appliance, mattress, or TV that fits your lifestyle and your budget. Innovation and quality are built into every GE kitchen and laundry appliance. Save big on the latest GE appliances now at Nowara Brothers.
Feel the difference today and get more at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Nowara Brothers Home Store, family owned and operated since 1948.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
Everybody's having fun here on Family Day. Sold out crowd inside Lumber Stadium. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. Number 10 GVSU on top of Davenport. Crosstown showdown 30-14. Laker ball at their own 20, Bob. 1st and 10.
And Grand Valley finally getting the football like we talked about
Yes.
after a couple of big penalties, continuing a drive. We'll see what they can do with it here.
Andrew Schuster at quarterback. He has Pascal Jolman in at running back to his left. They'll give it to him right up the middle, trying to follow his blockers. Not a lot there. Keeps his footing, 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. By the way, Sion Usma-Harper dinged up earlier for GVSU. He's been wandering around the sidelines, helmet in hand, but I think they're being cautious with him.
Yeah, I mean, they got a stable of running backs right there. If anybody's got a little dinged up, they're going to put some other guys in. But talking about this defensive line, I talked to Coach Wooster earlier this week in regards to how impressed he's been with the defensive line for Davenport and new coach Kenny Ray Augustus and what he's done to develop a scheme and the discipline that they play with. It's really transformed this defense.
2nd and 8. Jolman remains the running back. Schuster, short drop, plenty of time. Bobbing, sets, throws. Short route, Jolman cut down after about 4-yard gain to the 26, 3rd and 4. Safe throw there.
It's a great play right there. Schuster really assessed the outside. There was nothing open. Great coverage on the backside for Davenport. Just really went down to his checkout route. Instead of taking a sack or trying to run the football, just checks down to his guy, 4 yards, 3rd down in short situation. A great job by Schuster.
Running a little tempo on 3rd and short. Schuster takes the snap, rolls out to his left, has time. Now he's going to throw back. He's got his tight end wide open. Fertney lowers the shoulder and rumbles out of bounds around the 40. They'll spot it back at the 38. The throwback tight end screen works to perfection.
I was
Bob
out of
Mitchell.
practice on Wednesday and I saw this play ran. I saw the setup right there, and when Schuster went down and didn't block anybody, I followed him. I'm like, this is going to be wide open. A great play call, great timing right there. And there's Fertney wide open, and he's just looking just to put his shoulder into somebody. Great job, great call, Ian Shoemaker. He's having a heck of a game today.
Brady Drogosh now into the game at quarterback. 1st and 10. Some confusion in terms of alignment. Got 6 on the play clock. Now we're good to go. Empty. This might be a quarterback design run. They just get it off. Drogosh delays, veers to his left. Dragging tacklers for a gain of 7, close to 8 to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, just a little counteraction, using it with your quarterback. So you got an extra blocker. You ring Harrison Younger, the big tight end, underneath. I don't know if we'll get another look at it, but he does a great job of pulling. And Drogosh right here follows number 10 right there. He's pulling tight end, and nice separation there and good yardage there on 1st down.
2nd and 3. Final minutes of the 3rd. Again, Drogosh alone in the gun. He can throw it. We've seen his arm in practice and preseason camp. He's going to drop back and throw it. Sets, throws, out route. Kellen Reed makes the grab. Whipped to the ground, but he gets exactly 4 yards, 3 yards that is, and a 1st down.
You and I talked about it. We haven't seen him throw the football a whole lot. So what do you do with your running quarterback? Make him throw the hardest throw in football, the deep out to the boundary. Wow, what a nice throw, nice catch by Kellen Reed, and a big 1st down by the Lakers. But that's not the first throw I would have my running quarterback throw when he comes into the game. But he executes. Kudos to Brady Grodish.
Again, they go empty. H-back is the big man Harrison Unger, the tight end to the left from the 48. On 1st down, Drogosh going to throw again, trying to set up the middle screen. It's deflected and picked off. Oh, they had it set up to Unger. He had a lot of room to run, but that's just a great play by the Davenport defense.
Great play by the defensive line, keeping his eyes on the quarterback, getting his hands up and tipping that football. Like you said, it was set up perfectly.
Yes, it was.
The defensive line was deep. They had the tight end wide open, and Drogosh has just got to do a little bit better job of finding a passing lane to get that ball to his tight end. He just kind of tried to throw it right to him, and the defensive line makes a huge play.
That's just a great play. Got to give Davenport credit there is picking that ball off. Big defensive lineman Carlo Ibar, Caledonia native, and now here come the Panthers, still hanging around. Handoff, Harris, and Jimmy Downs closes and spills it and drops Harris for just a yard. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, this defense, you talk about rhythm on an offense and how a rhythm works. I think this defense has found a rhythm. They found out is what's working for them to stop the run early on 1st and 2nd down, the pass rush that's putting pressure on these quarterbacks and the coverage on the backside. This defense has found its rhythm in the last few drives.
Yeah, outside of that first drive, and obviously Davenport had that big pass play for a touchdown. Defense has been pretty darn good today. But now with a quick change scenario, 2nd and 9 at the 39. Mac Vandenhout still in at quarterback. Jet way for decent yardage, 2 yards shy of the first down, 3rd and 2. This is going to be if they don't get it 4-down territory.
Absolutely, and you and I talked about it earlier, how good Brady Drogish did with his mesh and how he scored that touchdown. What a great job right there by that mesh. It's very difficult as a defenseman to see somebody hold a ball in someone's pocket, a running back, so long. You got to make a decision, and if you don't make the right decision, which they didn't right there, you're going to get a first down. Great job right there by the quarterback.
Now they come in with some heavier personnel. Cephas Harris in at running back. Coming up on a minute to go in the 3rd. Vandenhout takes the snap. Hands it off. No, he keeps it. What a great fake. Left side. And he's able to surge his way into the red zone down to the 18. Caught GVSU collapsing on Harris. Great ride, great carry. And the Panthers are in business.
Well, this is exactly what happens on a sudden change situation that you want as a Davenport coaching staff and a fan. You want to see your team making some moves, and they're doing a great job bringing in some wrinkles, really running the quarterback, really creating some confusion for Grand Valley. They've done such a great job. I talked about the defensive rhythm Grand Valley had. That's gone right now. Davenport is taking over that rhythm and doing a great job offensively.
So from the 18, they go empty. Vandenhout drops back. Here comes the blitz. Sets, throws on a slot fade, one-on-one, and it's almost intercepted. That's great coverage. Having himself a heck of a ball game in coverage is Josh Anderson.
Easy, really. He is playing football on all levels, doing a great job in coverage like we just saw right there, coming up and stuffing in the run. He is playing a football game, and right there he was just locked into that receiver. The receiver couldn't even find the ball. He did such a good job on locking in, and I think that's one of the things that Grand Valley wants to force Mac to do is throw the football. He's a great runner, does a great job with the mesh and hiding, but he hasn't shown yet to be a prolific passer. He's going to have to be forced.
10 on the snap, handoff. Harris gets tag teamed and dropped after about a 4-yard pickup down to the 14. It's probably going to be the last play of the 3rd.
Well, I think Coach McCune and his staff recognize that as well. This is 4-down territory for these guys. They have down 2 scores with two-point conversions. They're going to really try to force this ball down using their running game, I think. I don't think they're going to put it in the arm of Mac.
That's going to do it for 3 quarters of play. Teams will flip ends. We head to the 4th in the Crosstown Showdown. Davenport looking to make it a 1-score game potentially. They're on the move, down by 16 here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes the perfect one. DTE.
The good life shouldn't be reserved for the few. The finest cuisine should always be on the menu. And looking good shouldn't just be for the rich and famous. At Meijer, we believe that real and selection meets savings, so the good life is always within reach. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you. Your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
It's time to anchor up.
Here we go with 4th quarter action. In Lubbers Stadium, Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. 3rd and 6 for Davenport. Mac Vandenhout motions out. Harris, here comes the blitz. Tries to set up the middle screen. It's batted down. An almost interception. Anthony Cardamone there to bat it down, and he thought he had a pick.
What a great job by putting pressure right there, and a great call against pressure right there. It's one of those things, we were talking about it off air, that tight end screen was so set up for Grand Valley, and they just got their hands up. Same thing right there. The perfect call against pressure is that bubble middle screen, and Anthony Cardamone does a phenomenal job of getting his hands in the way of that play, and like you said, almost picking it off and going the other way.
4th down, Davenport going for it, down 16. Does Jim Lewis bring the pressure again?
I think you have to. I think Grand Valley has to do what they know how to do. Man-to-man on the outside, bring an extra guy in the box and bring some pressure.
Harris, the running back. Vandenhout takes the snap. Here comes the blitz. Trying for the corner route. It's incomplete at the goal line. There was a lot of jostling there. Intended target was George Sims. Davenport wants a flag. There's nothing on the turf. GVSU holds defensively.
I think Sims was trying to run a post flag and try to get inside leverage, try to get the corner to jump on that inside leverage and then come to the outside, and just lost his footing. There was really no pressure, no bouncing right there. Just kind of lost his footing, wasn't able to get to the outside as quickly as Mac, his quarterback, thought he was going to, and an incomplete pass. That was just good coverage.
Quinn Wills on the coverage. What a heck of a job by the Laker defense.
I'm telling you, in this backside, which we talked about earlier in this broadcast and earlier in the season, that they're young and they're talented, and the coaching staff can't wait to get them going. The performance they put on down in Pittsburgh, Kansas was phenomenal, and they're responding again here today. They're learning, they're growing.
Here's Zach Olenizak in at quarterback. With Derek Woods, the running back, shifts him over to the right side. On first down, hands it off to Woods, patiently picking his way for about 4 yards to the 18, 2nd and 6. We've seen Olenizak. This is his collegiate debut in spots throughout the afternoon.
Yeah, and again, the third quarterback coming in for Grand Valley with no injuries to speak of, just trying to kind of find a new wrinkle, a guy that coaches have talked about all year. What a great spring, great fall he's had. He's battled some injuries, but the talent is unspeakable in what he can do. It's going to be fun to watch him on this particular drive to see how he can move this offense for Grand Valley.
GVSU over 200 yards on the ground. Coach Wooster will like that. 2nd and 6. Olenizak ready to go. He'll keep it this time. Bounces out right side. Angles out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. Hold on. Look out. We got a late flag. This might be on Davenport. We got some barking at the GVSU sideline. That's just a penalty if you're Davenport you cannot have.
I was trying to look at the mark and see where that was. I missed all the extracurriculars out of bounds, but we talked about it with Tony Nicolette, who came to join us at halftime. The speed of this kid is undeniable. This kid can really move and get to the outside. He just kind of floats and flies in the air. He is quite the athlete.
Here's the call.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 9. 15-yard penalty from the end of the
first
play.
Down. I
Automatic
think
first down.
Olenizak would have been a yard short of the first down, and this ball is going to be spotted close to the 40-yard line. That's a big penalty.
It is, and it's a tough penalty against Davenport, and we talked about it, how disciplined and how good they are, one of the least penalized teams in the country, and that's a big, big one right there. Instead of potentially a 3rd down and short situation, automatic first down for Grand Valley, and they're moving.
Olenizak stays in the game. Derek Woods remains in the game as his backfield mate. Just underway in the 4th. Out of the pistol on first down. Couple of fake claps. And now here's kind of a zone play to the short boundary side. Woods has nowhere to go. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, great job at pursuit. Kennedy Nelson, the D-line on the outside, was the one that really kept that play from doing anything right there.
Helmet off on a defensive player,
he gets his
91.
helmet taken off.
40 seconds on the play clock.
And he's going to have to come off the field for one play.
So again, no gain, 2nd and 10. Andrew Schuster comes back into the game at quarterback as we're playing quarterback roulette here.
I guess if we can keep on our toes and we don't know what's going on, maybe the defensive coordinator for Davenport is in the same boat. It's A.J. McEwen.
On 2nd and 10, Schuster surveys the defense, takes the snap. Again, they go with the zone play to the short side. Derek Wood sticks the foot in the ground, and he bursts into the second level, and he's got the first down. 11 yards, maybe a dozen right at midfield.
Well, you bring in your passing quarterback, may take a guy outside the box, so they have to protect coverage, and that allows the offensive line and that counter action to come out, and you'll take a good look at it. As you see Ferdy right there leading the block right there, doing a great job of lowering his shoulder and lowering the way, the counter action. When you can pull tackles and that sort of thing, that's great. And then you can pull your big tight ends that are blocking guys. It's unbelievable what you can do in the running game.
Right at midfield, first down. Schuster takes the snap, Play action fake, sets, throws over the middle, got a man wide open as the defender fell down. It's a first down, pickup of 20.
Great job of being physical at the line of scrimmage, and that's the win right there. Your one-on-one coverage on the outside. You win that physical battle at the line of scrimmage, then you can really break yourself open, as you saw right there.
Pickup of 21 to be exact, down to the 29. You have to assume, Bob, that one more touchdown from GVSU will put this game to bed. Fresh set of downs. Woods to the right of Schuster. Here's the snap. Play action fake, sets, throws, out route. Got a receiver open again. And tiptoeing out of bounds there. Ankle tackle is made. On the completion, Kenyon Owens, his first grab. So Schuster's starting to spread the wealth. We have a Panther slow to get up. That was about a pickup of 8, maybe 9. Nope, actually 10 yards and a first down.
Austin Sheaf's the down guy for the Panthers, a really good defensive lineman for the Panthers, one of their leaders, but a great job of a rhythm throw right there by Andrew Schuster, getting it to the outside and staying up and getting that first down for the Lakers.
Just past the 3-minute mark of this fourth quarter, GVSU up 16. And we'll actually take a timeout.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game.
We'll pause and continue our coverage after this on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience in sports medicine care at 5 of our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
Before the fall, before the new routine, before the exam, the cast, the all clear, and the expiration date, you need confidence. And for 85 years, Michigan has trusted Blue Cross to be there, ready to help.
After the injury timeout, Lakers back in the red zone. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell at the Davenport 19. Up by 16, 1st and 10. Here's Schuster with Woods, the running back to his left. And they're going to run the reverse. Here's Kellen Reed. They found pay dirt earlier in the game with this. This time Davenport cracks them down. And you could hear the entire Davenport sideline scream, reverse, reverse, and they drop him for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, there was a number of Davenport players right there that made a great play. The defensive line, the support from the backside did a great job. That speed was undeniable. It looked like there was some room out there, but the support that Davenport did, not only on their front 7, but their backside, kind of killed that play, and a loss of 2 yards for Grand Valley.
So now 2nd and 13. Ball spotted at the 22. There's the replay. Kellen Reed took an absolute shot. Schuster now will hand it off on that little spin misdirection play to Woods, and Woods gets 2 to the 20. 3rd and 11 coming up.
Yeah, this is interesting play call right there. You know, you talk about the kind of the trickery of the turn shoulder, but that's basically just an outside read play, and Davenport ready to stuff that out. Is Grand Valley just playing to kick a field goal to make this a 3-possession game and to try to put this game to bed? We'll see what the play call here is on 3rd and long situation. Don't want to turn the ball over here. You want to be kind of make sure you know, maybe a screen play or maybe a draw or something to give yourself an opportunity to make it a 4th and short to go for it.
Play clock down to 5 already. They got to go. 3 seconds, 2, 1. I don't think Schuster's aware. And they are going to throw the flag. Delay of game.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, if you're the quarterback, again, it's the most scrutinized position in football, Bob. You've got the play clock right in front of you, just over the top of the student section, and I don't think he was aware.
Grand Valley, though, with 3 timeouts and the coaching staff, why are you not utilizing one of those timeouts to keep yourself in a decent position?
That's the other thing, yeah. Well, now it's 3rd and 16 at the Davenport 25. Davenport showing man coverage across. Play action fake. Schuster on the fade route, one-on-one. Kellen Reed leaps, and he just plays defender and bats it down at the goal line. Incomplete, great coverage. 4th down, and here comes Matthew Basic.
Defenseman right there knocking it down, and kind of like we talked about, Matthew Basic coming out here to try to make this a 3-score game for Grand Valley.
Yeah, it's just a great job by Kellen Reed just to live to fight another day. This will be a 43-yard kick for Basic. He's got the leg. It's all about the operation. Scott Wooster talked about protecting the operation better. Snap is low, the hold is down, kick is up, and he missed it. Pushed it off to the left, no good, and again, Davenport, this is what they do. They're hanging around, and they hold.
Sticking around, like you said, just 9 minutes and 39 seconds left in this ball game. They hold right there. Grand Valley getting a little bit conservative in their play call in the red zone right there, kind of trying to whisper the game away. The 5-yard penalty, delay a game. We talk about it, Grand Valley, one of the more penalized teams in the nation, and the ones that drive the coaches the craziest are the pre-snap ones, the 5-yard penalties that are either delay a game or jumping off sides or being off sides defensively. Davenport, an opportunity here.
Mac Vandenhout gotten the lion's share of the workload in the second half at quarterback. They'll run that jet sweep to Collins. They set the edge, but he's able to plant that foot down and blast ahead for a 1st down. Boy, if there's a couple of plays that Davenport loves to run, it's that jet sweep, and also seems like 4 verticals in the passing game.
Well, when you look at a defense right now for Grand Valley, trying to make sure they go 2 cover deep, making sure not they're giving up the quick score, right, trying to protect themselves, that kind of opens up some of their jet sweep, the running game underneath. You don't have that extra guy in the box because you're trying to protect the big play on the outside, and Davenport takes advantage of it right there.
9 minutes to go. Vandenhout alone, drops back. Now he's flushed to his right. Tries to race away from traffic. Sets throws on the run. It's out of bounds. You're starting to see the GVSU defensive line, especially in the second half, Bob, create pressure.
Yeah. Derek Rue does a great job of beating his guy on the inside right there, and he's the one who forced the quarterback Mac out of his pocket right there and really nowhere to go. Once you flush a quarterback out there, it really shrinks the field defensively on the backside, so the defense really, there's really nowhere to go as a receiver to try to make a play, and he just throws it out of bounds.
So now 2nd and 10. At this point for Davenport, chasing this 2-score deficit, it's 4-down territory if they reach that point. On the snap, it's a handoff this time. And Cephas Harris is cut down nicely. Great open field tackle, setting that edge. Trey Green able to chop that big oak tree down for no gain.
Yeah, Jimmy Downs was caught a little bit with that outside shoulder, just gets beat a little. You see it, number 47, just can't make the play, but he's got help on the backside. These guys on the backside have played a phenomenal football game, both in coverage and also supporting the run today.
Like I said, trying to bring down Cephas Harris like bringing down a big oak. He is a big boy. 3rd and 10. GVSU showing pressure. Just a 3-man front. Play action fake. Vandenhout with time. Rolls to his left. Looking downfield. He's got nowhere to go. He lost a few yards. That'll go down technically as a sack.
It is.
Oh, boy, they gave him actually a really good spot. No gain, so maybe no sack. But nevertheless, Bob, it's 4th down. And, Davenport going to kick this football away.
I think you have to. Elijah Baker, great job of putting pressure right there and forcing that out-of-bounds play, but on 4th down and 10 inside your 36-yard line, that's a tough go. You want to put it on your defense, see if you can't get a 3-and-out situation.
Well, for now, Davenport's going to line up to kick it. Good snap, stepping into it. Booming kick, great kick. Retreating is Weichel. He just lets it go, and it checks up around the 12. That's an outstanding kick by Davenport's punter, Wojan. And we do have a flag thrown just behind the line of scrimmage, and Scott Wooster saying it's on Davenport. Here's the call. It is going to be against
They're
Davenport.
going to make him re-kick that one for sure.
Question is, what's the penalty?
Looks like it's out on the gunner on the outside.
Here's the call.
Holding, kicking team, number 5. That 10-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the play. First and 10,
Scott
Grand
Wooster
Valley.
decides we're going to add it on to the end of the play, so the ball will be spotted at the 22. We'll take a timeout. GVSU ball. Just under 7.5 to go. Up 16, looking to go 8-0 all time against Davenport in the Crosstown Showdown. Back with more fourth quarter action on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
Liquor ball, 1st and 10 at their own 22. So back live inside Lubber Stadium in Allendale. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, as the sun is setting here in West Michigan. Still warm out there. The first weekend of October, Andrew Schuster in at quarterback. Takes the first down snap. Play action fake, throws over the middle, and it's deflected. Incomplete, looking for Bird. He wants a flag. Nothing doing.
Vincent Cooley, we've called his name a couple of times. He's the one who had that pass breakup that Kellen Reed had to turn the defender in the end zone on that previous possession. Does a great job of just trailing Bird on that play right there and getting his hand up. Doesn't get his left hand involved on the backside to maybe create a pass interference situation. He's a transfer from Ferris State and doing a great job for Davenport here today. So we see Brady Drogosh in at the quarterback.
And Pascal Jolman, usually those two are attached at the hip. Drogosh comes in, Jolman's right behind him. 2nd and 10. There's the snap, short drop, Drogosh delayed, quarterback drop the middle, and he's wrapped up and spun down, may have lost a yard.
Hanging onto that ball for dear life as well, dangerously. Just kind of a planned quarterback draw right there, and just a great job on the outside there for Davenport. Kennedy Nelson called his name out a couple of times today, but take a look, he's battling a double team right there, comes off of it and does a nice job of making that play.
Actually lost 3 yards. And Andrew Schuster's back into the game on 3rd and long. Clock winds down under 7 minutes. Running back, Kenneth Jones to his left. Here's the snap. Deep drop, has time, sets, throws across his body, and Kellen Reed can't bring it in. Again, defender is all over him. It's incomplete. And we get a stoppage. Hang on a second. I don't see a flag. Oh, Kellen Reed lost his bucket.
Vincent Cooley again on
Helmet
coverage
off,
right
offense,
there.
number
And
7.
Kellen Reed really trying everything he can do to come back to that football and almost comes back enough to make that play. But again, Cooley doing a phenomenal job in the hip pocket right there, knocking that ball down, forcing the punt for Grand Valley.
Well, this pass defense for Davenport is as advertised.
Talking to Coach McEwen, he's really happy the way that his backside has played, the two corners and the safeties here thus far. It's a bunch of guys that are really starting to gel. A lot of that is about communication. We talked about that with Grand Valley's backside, and these guys are doing a great job.
Booming kick again by Hergich, drives the returner back inside the 30. Left side of the field, stiff arm, out of bounds. About a 10, 11-yard return by the return man for Davenport. That was Asher Gregory again. And that's where the Panthers will get the ball. They'll spot it right at the 40. 6:16 to go. Time is running out on the visitors here.
One of the things when talking with Coach Wooster earlier in the year, they got off to quick starts, and then there was that lull, like in the middle of the second quarter, to where they'd be up 21-0, and then all of a sudden this lull. Grand Valley finds themselves in a little bit of a lull right here late in the second half, and these are the things that the coaching staff is continuing to try to work on to try to make sure that one way or another they try to keep momentum.
Kicking team. The left guard was not up on the line of scrimmage. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. Replay, fourth down.
Well, there was a flag thrown about 2 miles about where we're standing here in the press box. And Davenport's going to make GVSU kick it again.
How many times we talk about those pre-snap 5-yard penalties, just an offensive lineman on the punt team lining up too deep into the backfield. That's a pre-snap penalty. It's those 5-yarders that really come back to haunt you. Grand Valley does a nice job getting the punt off, decent coverage. Now they're going to be forced to repunt this ball. See if they can continue to have success and make coverage. Trace Hergic, doing a great job.
By the way, sorry to interrupt you there, Bob. That flag was down almost in the black area of the far sideline. That's why we didn't see it. The official needs to kind of
get it out in the field of play.
Get it out there a little more. Well, take 2 for Hergich. Davenport setting up a block maybe. Nope, they don't rush. Hergich, low line drive kick. Another flag goes down. This takes a big time GVSU roll. We'll see what the flag is, but laying the boom is Luke Stanton.
Wow.
Holy smokes, the helmet goes flying along with the mouthpiece.
The tight end out of Brighton, Michigan, just lowering the lumber. Another flag on the play. I think this one's going to be on Davenport with a holding call.
During
but man,
kick,
and that
holding, receiving team number 9. 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick.
Yes, Scott Wooster will take it from the end of the kick.
This one benefited Grand Valley with the 2 penalties, but look at the mouth guards flying out. There's 2 different green mouth guards flying. This was just a boom. There's another one.
Right here.
Wow. Some hard-hitting football going out there, and Grand Valley was penalized on the punt. It turned out to be beneficial for them to have that penalty, as they do a great job on coverage, and then Davenport has a holding penalty that's going to drive them back another 10 yards. So instead of getting the ball close to the 40-yard line, they're going to be back close to their 20-yard line.
I was just going to say, Bob, that's a 20-yard swing in field position. That's big. 6 minutes to go. Mac Vandenhout alone in the shotgun for Davenport. Sends Collins in motion. There's that jet sweep. Look out. There's plenty of space out there. First down and more. Ball is loose, and GVSU just can't get to it. A break for Collins as he coughed it up, and unable to chase it down was Davin Pearson, junior defensive back. He just couldn't get there in time. It's a first down, though, for the Panthers.
But, man, there's a lot of green out there in front of that jet sweep that Davenport's run all afternoon, and really, again, Grand Valley not being able to set that edge, but a good job of coming back to the football right there for Grand Valley was Tony Roberts, the defensive back, and stripping that football.
So from the 33, they fake the jet sweep and a whistle. I think this is a procedure penalty against Davenport. It is. A rare pre-snap penalty for the Panthers.
Yeah, one of the few. They've been pretty disciplined today.
Offense, number 13. 5-yard penalty.
It's on a wide receiver.
And that one hurts. You're away from the play, and you've got some momentum going with the big jet sweep and getting that first down, and all of a sudden the momentum stops. You move back 5 yards. Now you're in a 1st and 15 situation. Grand Valley gets a chance to catch their breath, kind of reaffine, put in some substitutes as they're doing right now, and see if they can't set the edge on that jet sweep.
So back at their own 28-yard line as we're approaching 5.5 to go. Again, time is running out on Davenport. They got all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. 1st and 15, Vandenhout drops back, looking, flush to his right, in trouble, escapes pressure, throws, and he almost threw a pick. The only intended targets that were there were 2 Lakers, and Cardamone almost had an interception.
Cardamone turning into a receiver right there, trying to reach out, catch the ball, and keep his feet in bounds. the fact that ball went past the line of scrimmage is the only reason that wasn't intentional ground. There was not one Davenport receiver anywhere near that pass play, and a great job again, Grand Valley just rushing 3, putting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, we've said it a couple times in the second half. This offensive line for Davenport's starting to break down, especially in pass pro. On 2nd and long now, Vandenhout keeps it. Left side, gets strung out. He's in trouble. Ooh, man. A Laker takes a hard shot. That's a dangerous play. Vandenhout gets a couple of yards, but that was a dangerous crackback block on Torian Wyatt. He's okay. And the wide receiver, George Sims, almost made a very dangerous, violent hit. That's the blindside block, Bob. They're trying to eliminate the game.
They are. That blindside block is definitely against, and Coach Wooster's talking to the official a little bit about that to make sure he's keeping his eyes out on that. Don't know if he did enough to just kind of lay back and shield instead of putting the full block on to kind of keep the flag in the pocket.
3rd and 12. Collins goes in motion. They fake the jet sweep up the middle. Not much there for Vandenhout. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. That's it. And if you're Sparky McEwen, you got to go for this.
Yeah, you're running out of time, down 2 scores with under 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, and looks like they're going to keep their offense out there. It looks like if that was a zone read, that the quarterback made the wrong read. He had the jet sweep wide open. There was nobody to the outside and decided to pull that ball as we take a good look at it. There was the edge, was wide open right there, and a good job by defense for Grand Valley, sticking with the quarterback and making that play.
You know what? Vandenhout fumbled that ball, and he was lucky. The ball went right back to him. Jabril Condi with another tackle. He's had a nice game as well. 4th and 10. Last call time for Davenport. Just a 3-man rush. Vandenhout steps in, throws. There's nobody there. Incomplete as he was hit as he threw. A turnover on downs again. The intended targets, the nearest intended targets, were a couple of Lakers.
Yeah, again, Grand Valley putting pressure with just 3 rushers again, forcing Vandenhout to get rid of the ball a little bit earlier than he wanted. His receiver was coming in on the in route. He just stayed and delayed on the outside. You'll see it right there, and just nowhere near a receiver. And again, Vandenhout just not getting the reps in the passing game. He's, like we talked about, he does a great job. And when he can rush 3 and put pressure on the quarterback and drop 8, there's nowhere to go with the football.
Here comes Zach Olenizak back into the game at quarterback with 4 minutes to go. Davenport has been shut out here in the second half. The first down play inside the 30 for decent yardage, probably close to 6 yards. As the clock...
Bring for 3 quarterbacks. I mean, you got a guy in Olenizak that can actually throw the football and run the football. Then here comes in this next play, Brady Drogosh. You're like, all right, it's going to be a run play. We got to go heavy in here. We got to change our personnel. We got to change our scheme. It's a handful for a defensive coordinator to prepare for.
2nd and 7, Drogosh. He'll hand it off to Jolman. Jolman just gets what he can, burrows his way to the 25, sets up 3rd and 2 coming up as we're coming up on 3 minutes to go. GVSU in a good position, Bob, to improve to 8-0 all time against Davenport.
Coming in with a heavy package with another tight end. Looks like it's going to be 13 personnel. Three tight ends, 1 back.
Lakers next week will head up to Marquette, the Superior Dome, to take on Northern Michigan. We'll be back at home 2 weeks from today. Battle of the snap, handoff up the middle. Jolman's got the first down as he muscles his way close to the 20. That should move it down to the 2-minute timeout. Sparky McEwen and Davenport don't look like they're interested in using any timeouts. That's a big first down to keep the clock rolling.
Yeah, you want to save your timeouts just in case you're fortunate enough to get a turnover in some sort of circumstance right there, but let the clock run out to the 2-minute timeout and see if you can't create a turnover.
That will take us to the 2-minute timeout as we pause one more time. GVSU has held this 16-point lead for the majority of the second half. We'll close the books on this one after this break here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
From the first snap
to the final whistle. News 8 puts you in the huddle with Football Frenzy. Join Jack, Blaney, and Alec all season long, covering all the action across West Michigan. Every week, we bring you the most games and the biggest plays. Make Wood TV 8 your home for high school football with Football Frenzy, sponsored by Meijer.
Yeah, he sheds a little, and he barks at the mailman. But for trustworthy, nobody beats Archie. Except maybe the guys at Cool Toyota. They made me feel like part of the family the second I walked in the door. Then they gave me a great deal backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. Want to go for a million-mile walk, boy? Nah, I didn't think so. Wherever I'm going, I let Cool Toyota take me there.
Winding this one down, Crosstown Showdown in Allendale. Brian Vonger's Bob Mitchell. Today's attendance, just over 15,000 in attendance, close to 15,200 on Family Day. Sold out crowd on 1st and 10. Drogosh hands it off, bouncing it to the right. Jolman trying to turn the corner, does momentarily, trying to stay in bounds, and he couldn't.
He did everything he could to stay in bounds. He's patting himself right on the chest, saying, my bad, I know I got to keep it in bounds. The only thing he didn't do was just fall down, and there was a lot of legs and a lot of things that could have gone wrong there, potentially with a fall down, falling on his own teammates' legs. But a good gain on first down, so you can't complain as a Laker fan.
Well, when you're in the red zone and you're smelling the end zone, sometimes you get a little greedy.
Yeah.
Clock will stop, though. On 2nd and 3, a pickup of 7 by Jolman. Stays out there with Drogosh. Hard count. Play clock down to 5. Now he's ready. Here's the snap. Handoff. Jolman skipping his way for maybe a yard or two. He's short of the first down, but that'll keep the clock moving. And again, Davenport not interested in using their timeouts. So GVSU will bleed this down as far as they can.
Look for Grand Valley just to try to get this first down and take a knee. They're not going to do anything to throw any salt in the wound. They just want to get this first down. They're keeping that 13 personnel, 1 running back, 3 tight ends in with the big running quarterback and Brady Drogosh, and trying to just milk out this last couple yard and a half.
Kenneth Jones in it. Running back now. 3rd and 2 after just a yard gain. Play clock down to 5. Coming up on a minute to go. Snap. Keeper, Drogosh, left side. He's got room. Angles to the goal line. Skipping his way in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. That'll put a bow on a Laker victory.
Well, a great read right there by Brady. Saw the ends collapsing down, pulls the ball out, and just gets it to the corner of the end zone. Great job of blocking downfield right there. You see the hand to the face for Grand Valley, but no worries for Drake. Krzyzewski does a great job of sealing that edge and making it an easy walk-in for Brady Drogosh. And it's, like you said, his 3rd touchdown, and Grand Valley will not milk out the clock. They'll punch it in and push this lead up to 36-14.
Basic on to attempt the extra point. It's been perfect on the day in extra points. Missed a field goal here in the second half, and he zips the ball through the uprights. It's good. We'll keep it here. Lakers are going to improve to 3-1, 1-0 in GLIAC play. Davenport picked to finish 4th in the GLIAC. They're going to fall to 500, 2-2, 1-1 in GLIAC play. And like I said, Bob, now GVSU will set their sights on a trip to the UP, the Superior Dome, the old wooden structure that is the Superior Dome.
Yeah.
To take on this year, especially a scrappy Northern Michigan team. I know they have that losing streak that dates back to a couple of years, but that's a much more improved team that gave Davenport a little bit of a tussle not too long ago. And then we'll be back here in 2 weeks' time, Battle of the Valley, Saginaw Valley State.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to Coach Sparky McEwen about that Northern Michigan football team, and he had all the respect for what they're doing up there. They're trying to change things, change the culture. They have some young quarterbacks that are really playmakers up there that really gave some fits to Davenport. So Grand Valley has got to kind of regroup and really refocus and you know, create the business trip, right? We talk about a business trip heading up north. It's not an easy trip. It never is when you're going up north to play either Northern Michigan or Michigan Tech, but Grand Valley will reset. Did a great job here today of reestablishing what they wanted to do with Coach Wooster talking about it all week long as far as being more physical at the line of scrimmage, establishing the run and protecting the quarterback. Did a phenomenal job of that today against a really good Davenport defense.
Pooch kick, fielded around the 15-yard line, returnable. Right up the middle of the field, trying to spin away from tacklers is the return man for Davenport. That was Kalen Shaw, and he's able to twist his way to the 28. By the way, that game next week, a rare night game up at the Superior Dome, a 7 o'clock kick, taking on Northern Michigan. You just want to, like you said, try and continue to get better here. You got the Battle of the Valleys, and then after that, the game. It's always circled on the calendar. You go up to Big Rapids to take on Ferris State.
Yeah, Ferris State rolling again today against Roosevelt, a team that is just getting better and better, and Grand Valley continuing to find their way and do great things and really get better every single week. And you know, we talk about that 3-week layoff and not having the opportunity to get better, but talking to Coach Wooster and his staff, they did a phenomenal job of managing a 3-week layoff, and they brought in a team to scrimmage against their freshmen and sophomores last Sunday night and trying to put in a game day kind of atmosphere and a kind of a cadence for their team to get ready to play a football game. And came out today a little slow, a little sluggish out of the gate, but yet regrouped, found their way, and now Grand Valley, no more delays, no more bye weeks for the rest of the season.
Last play of the game, Jeremiah Sterling, he's a transfer from Wayne State, gets a couple of carries for a few yards, and that should do it. Final seconds tick away. Davenport's had enough. The teams will meet at midfield to shake hands, good sportsmanship. Our final score from Allendale. After 3 weeks in between games, GVSU gets back to action and another crosstown showdown victory over Davenport. They're 8-0 all-time against the Panthers following a 37-14 victory. Bob Mitchell, your final thought.
Of establishing the run, offensively protecting the quarterback, defensively. I can't talk about the maturity of this backside and how well they're playing as of late. We talked about how young they are and they needed experience. They didn't get that with that 3-week layoff, but they showed today, not only on the coverage, but also filling up the run. The defense is playing great football. The offense just got to keep building on it.
Grand Valley State 3-1 overall, 1-0 in GLIAC play. Davenport falls to 2-2, 1-1 in GLIAC play. Again, the Lakers are up in Marquette next Saturday night. 2 weeks, we're back here. Battle of the Valleys. Saginaw Valley State comes to town, and that kickoff in 2 weeks' time will be at 2 o'clock. Hope you can join us then. That's going to wrap things up here for the first weekend of October. For my broadcast partner, Bob Mitchell, and the boys in the truck, I'm Brian Fonger saying thanks for tuning in on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Number 10, Grand Valley State, with a 37-14 victory over their crosstown foe in the Davenport Panthers. You've been checking out this afternoon into the early evening Grand Valley State football on the Grand Valley Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Anchor up, go Lakers, and so long from Lubber Stadium in Allendale, Michigan.